then to the Google screen, yeah. So can you see on the live chat tab, at the top it says top chat with a little arrow. If you click on that and change it to live chat, because what that does is it ends up filtering out some people's comments, just so, because you might get people to say that they've spoken. Right, so takes a couple of seconds. Okay, yeah, there's people in there now. There we go. Live.
Alright. Wait for everybody to join.
Yeah, wait for everyone to join. Yeah, so normally I have like a stream starting screen. So that's where everyone joins, yeah. Whereas we're going straight into...
Make a physical one.
Yeah, just sit here holding it and not move.
Yeah. You know what, I'll do this. This way people know, like, it's the last one.
Perfect. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to be here every time.
Yeah.
Live stream day 3 day for you.
Yeah.
I'm just in the background now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the audio is better today because we have... We've learnt from yesterday.
Alright, just keep waiting for people to join. Yeah, I think I just posted an the Discord.
Yeah. I think I'll just share it as well to a few people, just so. There we go.
Ooh, here we go. Got a little link.
Someone just said the 2-minute test video was great. Oh god.
Do you have a thumbnail?
Yeah, hold on. I've got it.
Alright guys, we're just waiting for people to join.
I've got it here. Shall I email it to you quickly?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me just get it up.
Alright, PFM's got a link. Okay.
Right, attaching it now. Nail. Okay, right, that should be with you in a second. He just said to make him a mod quickly on your... Do you know how to do that?
Did he comment?
Yeah, it should be that lab, Frank. There he is, right at the bottom with the waving hand.
Okay.
And then we can manage any craziness.
There we go.
I'll quickly put an image out as well.
Alright guys, just doing the last.
Doing the last final.
Yeah, once we get to about 100-ish, we'll get started.
I'll stick it on my story as well. Right, that's that. Okay.
This is like, right now, people are tuning in, it's like a Gen Z.
Yeah, we're just sitting here on our phones like, this is all we're doing. Like,
yeah.
This is what you've come to watch. Okay. Perfect.
All right. I think we're good. You want to just go ahead and get started?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, guys. So quick introduction. We have a much better setup today. Like, much better. Like, yesterday was like the beta chancy version of live streaming. And now we have a mic, better camera. We're all hardwired in. So hopefully no more audio issues or anything like that. But the only thing is you have all the questions here, right?
Yeah, so I'm just sort of looking at the chat here.
Okay.
As they go through, just because. Oh yeah, because were you closer to the?
Yeah, it's not a big deal. So what we're gonna do here is just we had so many questions yesterday, and honestly, we answered maybe 2% of them.
It was really hard to keep up.
Yeah.
And then people were super chatting, and obviously you wanted to be able to talk to them and.
Yeah. So now we're just gonna try to answer as much as we can. We tried to go through the old chat yesterday, but there's just way too many. So
it kind of went a bit wild at the beginning. So
we figured this is the best just to run it back.
Yeah.
And so if you have any questions you want us to answer, this is the final chance. This is the final video we'll be doing together. So this is it.
I'm not a permanent fixture here. I'm just here temporarily.
Yeah. The funds have run out.
Yeah, that's it now. We're done.
So let me tilt this closer to me.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, that was it, because you had the screen closer yesterday.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't affect anything. I think we're good. So Leafeon VMAX might have got clipped.
Get crushed in the...
Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, so I'll start. I can read now.
Perfect.
Somebody asked. Oh, somebody asked you what you think of Frankenstein's.
Yeah, so I really liked it. First of all, we don't have anything like that in the UK that compares. I know there's only one Frankenstein's in Halips, obviously, but I know you guys here have lots of just card shops in general. It's not something we have a large quantity of back home. They exist, don't get me wrong, but I couldn't go into my local town and walk into somewhere that's stocked to the brim with modern and has a vintage selection, etc. So I really enjoyed it. The one thing I would say is I thought there would be a bit more vintage there, but obviously I know there is lots of modern available at the moment, and obviously lots of kids go there and stuff, so obviously I totally get that. But no, it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and it would be nice if they did do something like that in the UK, or even not even on that scale, but if we had more of that sort of available to us, but unfortunately we don't.
That's a clever idea. You really didn't have that type of stuff a few years ago, so now it's...
It's
kind of a new thing.
It was definitely an experience.
Yeah. I took a sip. All right. It's so hard to keep up with this. Somebody said, Dean asks, please tell me that top is a reference to GoldenEye. Oh, please believe. Yeah, this is the health meter from GoldenEye. Yeah, good catch. Henry says, do either of you own a Henry Hoover? Very important question.
I own a Dyson.
Yeah, I'm Dyson as well. So, sorry.
Unfortunately, no Henry Hoovers here.
I even know what Henry Hoovers are, so. Jacob says, I need to know, would you rather have 5-band graphic cards for the rest of Pokemon existence, or have Hypno stand by you while you sleep?
Interesting question.
I don't know. 5-band's not that bad to me. I don't think it's too bad. For the full arts, I think it's okay.
I mean, yeah.
Let's see, what was this? This Espeon we pulled earlier. It's not even 5-band anymore. They don't even have the flat Vs, so... Yeah, they don't even have as big of a market share as they used to. Neither is this one, so, yeah. Taking 5-band.
Dean said, yeah, big respect. He loves the top.
Somebody said, Crystal Pokemon, why did you personally pick the Illustrator card as a holy grail years back versus number 1 trainer? I talk about 33 copies versus 39. it was already decided before I was here. Like, I didn't just say, like, okay, that's the one. Like, that's it. Yeah, it was already the most valuable card before I got into it, so... And I think if you really want to get details, because it's an individual card rather than like the 1, 2, 3 is kind of a set where Illustrator is just like one and done. So I think the singularity is also an aspect. But yeah, it was already decided. Oh my god, I still can't keep up.
Yeah, I'm trying to scroll up just to see if there's anything.
Someone asked if we could play TCG against one another only using first edition base. That's possible. I have plenty of first edition base.
He has plenty lying around.
Yeah, there's like a Professor Oak over here when we were doing the stream, so... And this is an old
we're going to use it as a link roller.
Yeah, this will get all the dust out of here.
Someone asked something up here. I'm trying to find it. How much would you spend on the first officially licensed Pokemon NFT, and what is your take on their significance in the future of Pokemon?
Oh, man.
Everyone's obsessed with the NFT.
I know.
They?
We talked about this yesterday, and it's just kind of like we're both really like.
It's not something. Not that I'm scared of it, or like it's just not something. I have time to like sort of delve too much into, and I feel like you need to be able to put a lot into it to make sure you get the right amount out of it for such.
Yeah, we're both going to be really like calm about it because we don't really care for NFTs.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, some people it excites them through the roof, but other than that.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a super chat there.
Ooh, a little super chat says, question for Chloe and old Pratt. What would you guys like to see in sets this year or near future?
I suppose we kind of touched a little bit on this yesterday, like a variation of like a new style card type thing. I'm just interested to see what Brilliant Stars brings, and then I don't know how they're going to top that for the rest of the year. So I feel like they're going to have to create something, or maybe they won't. Maybe it will be like last year where we then got the Battle Stars Chilling Reign, it dipped a bit, and then I really don't know.
I think a lot of people, when they get that question, they go straight to like, oh, cards, and I go more to structure because like we just got done doing the Evolving Skies, like 16 packs, and then a Shine Legends ETB.
That's a great point.
Yeah, and like Shine Legends was fantastic because it's a nice little set and it doesn't have like 300 cards. And it was just fun to open.
Yeah, I think the size of the set, like Fusion Strike was, I don't even know how many. And I just remember thinking, like, that especially kids, if they're wanting to put the sets together, their parents are going to be
you got to take out a short-term loan. Yeah.
Like, they're so big, it's a bit,
Yeah. Oh, my God. I thought we'd be able to keep up, and I'm still not.
I know, still not.
Aiden says, is there any other card that encapsulates the 2020 boom more than the Jungle Pikachu first edition? That's a really good one. I think you might be right. Like, Jungle Pikachu was like at almost $1,000. PSA 10, I remember one night in Discord, I had a box I opened, and I was like, I never even looked at all the comments. I had like 15 Pikachus in that one box. So
that is crazy.
Yeah, it went to like 1,000, then probably like 100. So yeah, that's definitely one of the worst. Oh, someone says, what have been the best high-end buys for both of us that you netted the most amount of margin on? Feel free to share prices if you like.
Oh, like as in something high-end we bought and then sold?
Yeah, sold. Yeah.
Okay, so I suppose I bought a first edition base set raw from a guy in Australia a while ago now, and then decided to grade a lot of the cards, obviously. It was hard to, obviously, when you're buying overseas, it's not until you get it in person, no matter how many pictures you see. And the Charizard ended up coming back a 9. So that was like, that almost more than covered what I spent on the actual set itself.
Yeah.
And then I think the Blastoise got a 9, the Venusaur got an 8, and some of the other cards in the set got pretty good grades as well. So that was like a high-end purchase that turned out to be even better, like once we like graded the cards and all that sort of stuff. So that was something that sticks in my like obviously first edition base set the most. Like probably common one that people would think if you're gonna, if you've had it from a while ago and then you're flipping it or whatever. But yeah, that would be my.
Yeah, that's tough because like my biggest ones are contracted, so I can't say. But the one I could is the Trophy Kangaskhan that people knew about, especially if you're in Patreon, talked about it, and it sold for $150,000, and I bought that well before for probably.
This is where we were gonna cry.
$3,500. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a good margin, but that doesn't happen often.
No.
Like that's super rare. Like that's that's about as rare as the car itself that you'll have that type of sale. But it's so exceptional because I held it for like years and then finally sold it.
That's where you obviously having been in it for so long.
Yes, exactly.
Like, there's nothing that compares to that.
Yeah, that's
you're not going to be able to.
Yeah, that's definitely like a home run. That won't happen rarely ever again. I think we had a super chat that I might have missed.
Further up.
Where can I find side?
You can scroll.
I'm covered today. We got slippers on now.
We're not gonna have that incident.
Yeah, I'm double wrapped. We got the stop tape shoes on today.
You got another one from Maxwell saying, Grandpa Pratt and Chloe, what do you guys do for fun outside of Pokemon collecting?
You can go ahead.
So I am a boring person.
Swirl girl over
Yeah,
here.
oh God. Yesterday I got absolutely ruined. I don't collect anything else, but I speak about it on my channel. I like handbags. So like that would be if like someone said to me, what else do you spend your money on apart from obviously Pokemon is now a business for me as well as like having a personal collection. But yeah, and I mean for fun, for me it would be Netflix. Like I'm not gonna like after obviously with streaming and stuff, like we were talking about it, how it's super fun. I really enjoy it, but 5 or 6 hours afterwards, I just want to sit down and lie down and just chill out and just switch off. So, that would be my. I'm really appealing, like a super fun person.
You collect handbags.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, as a lot of people know, I do like hockey. That's like my main exercise. Run whenever it's not freezing out. There's no snow. I used to play a lot of guitar and piano. I just never have time now. I wish I did more time to do that. But maybe when I get out of collecting, I'll go back to neglected music. But yeah, plenty of hobbies. There's not enough time to do them all.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? Having the time.
iDub says, do you think as a high-end trophy cards come more into the spotlight, lower-end prize cards will become more mainstream, such as Pal Spell and other affordable options? People talk about this with Victor medals, and I think you've already seen that a little bit, but yeah, I do think like trophy cards are more, you have to know more to really access them. Because I don't know about for you, like when you came into Pokemon, how long did it take you to figure out like what a Trophy Kangaskhan was?
I mean, a while, because obviously when I collected as a kid, I was, as a child, you're not necessarily into that. Wasn't even aware of it. So like as I not gonna lie, watch your type videos, like where you're the more sort of like serious side, talk about different and compared to what the opening.
Yeah, I mean, look at this setup. It just screams seriousness.
Serious, really serious setup. But no, it was more like watching, like YouTube has been like where I learn like the most, and like I feel it definitely took a while to sort of understand everything, because there's so much going on outside of just your standard set cards, etc. But yeah, YouTube definitely helped with that.
Yeah, I think like even when I started with WotC, and then I got all that done because it's so much easier back then because the market was smaller.
Yeah.
And yeah, Japanese promos. But so basically, I think it just takes time for people to acquire that knowledge. But
it does, and like the other thing with Japanese, like as a kid, I didn't have any Japanese cards at all. I know like some people did when they were kids, but again, so that was just
yeah, same. Like I remember back then, like if you saw like a Japanese common, that was so cool, and it was just like
because no one had it. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't have the internet yet, so
just
whatever was at the playground is all you had.
That was all you knew.
Yeah. All right. So many questions.
There is so many questions.
Oh my god. Someone's asking about what's more important, be financially successful in this hobby or having market knowledge and networking skill? I don't know.
I mean, it depends what your aim in the hobby is.
Yeah.
Like if you own, for example, I have a personal collection of cards that I will keep and probably won't. Maybe I'll sell some of them down the line if I want to change up what I'm looking for or trying to get. But financially, that is what it is. I'm going to have to spend money to get what I want. But whereas like my business side, obviously I'm a streamer. I do modern openings, and like it really depends on like what your business model is in it. Whether you do it as a business, whether you do it as a personal thing. There's not one black and white answer. Not for me, anyway.
Yeah, I would say you probably want a mix of them, because there's plenty of people who have a lot of money and no sense. I mean, i.e. the Metal Charizard and like things like that. Like, there's just stuff where it's like, there's in everything, not just Pokemon. Like there's plenty of people. So yeah, I think honestly, market knowledge can do wonders compared to like your whatever capital you have.
Yeah.
Like the Topstone Charizard is a perfect example. Someone bought it at almost $500,000. Then it went down to 190,000 because they had more money than knowledge. So
that is literally more money than sense. Like
if I
typical.
if I had to choose one, I'd definitely choose knowledge in that. That's a good question. Eli says we got a little super chat. Chloe, aren't you starstruck being in the presence of Pokemon greatness? And Scott, serious question. This thing moves so fast. Thoughts on UK Pikachu and futsal promo? Everybody keeps asking.
Everyone kept asking about that. I feel like about a month ago, a lot of people kept asking me about it. Like while I was streaming, and I was seeing lots of like pictures and screenshots of it, and then I feel like it went quiet. And then I feel like since our live stream yesterday, it's all anyone wants to know about.
I know.
I mean, I don't have any thoughts on it really. It's the whole you had to have the team to be able to get the...
Maybe they think because like you're in the UK that you somehow magically have access to it.
Maybe I'm missing something and there's something I'm not aware of.
Didn't get the email.
Yeah, but it's the whole concept kind of flopped a bit because no one really put the team together, and then I've seen them come up on eBay and all that sort of stuff, but it's not something I don't really have an opinion on it. It's not something I'm after or looking for.
Same,
I think it was a bit of a hyped when it sort of got mentioned, and now people want to try and get it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really. Doesn't really do anything for me.
Same, yeah.
Personally, I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah. I think honestly, if it just came out, I think really it's like because it's so mysterious, people don't know.
Yeah,
I think that's what is more like drives more the value or whatever. All right.
Someone asked if I'm from Essex, and we were having this conversation about Essex. And I'm not from Essex, but I'm from close by, so that's maybe why I sound like it.
Ooh, this is a really good one. Alec Noah, who's a veteran in the hobby, says TMB or SSB trophy card. I don't know if you have much of a preference.
Trophies. Like, I mean, the one trophy, if I could get a trophy, it would be Kangaskhan trophy for me, just because that's what. But like, I don't own any. Like, obviously, you're on a completely different scale. It's not something like personally in my collection I've ever delved into or got that much into. And again, with like my business as well, I'm a streamer. I open modern Pokemon packs. It wouldn't sort of I don't come into contact with it enough to be able to have enough knowledge or like money as well.
That's the big one.
That's the other thing financially. So for me, it's not really my area of
it's tough because this might be surprising for a lot of people, but the SSBs and TMBs are like leagues under the Pika trophies in my opinion. Like, I like them for what they do, but I love how the Pika trophies have their own little each art. Yeah. You know, where SSB and TMB is like, let's just change the color on that one from like gold to silver to bronze was the same art. So yeah, that'd be my answer. Burndos with a premium says, today can Chloe please put Scott in return so we can finish off the GIF. Oh, the pat.
They want me to pat you on the head, right? There we go, guys. Oh god, that's gonna haunt us for the rest of our lives.
You only need like 2 seconds. Like even in that thing, like that person who made the dog, it was like that's like literally 2 seconds.
It was so quick that they just jump on it.
Yeah.
Someone's asking if this is your last live stream because you've put final as if you're never doing a Q&A again.
No, the contest was with her. I'll try to do. I need to get like the right setup. Like I brought a desktop over here and everything. So once I have that set up, I'll try to do it more in the future.
Which is today why we sound a bit better and we look a bit clearer. It was obviously yesterday was a complete test and it worked, so we went with it. Obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, we ended up having pizza for dinner last night as well. Because I just seen someone ask and it was really good.
Yeah, it was St. Louis style. What are we doing tonight? Thai?
We can do Thai tonight. Yeah. We'll do Thai tonight.
I need to do a little healthy because I can't run right now. All right, someone with the premium says, how's PSA's turnaround compared to 6 months ago? I mean, about the same.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously at the moment it's still only express regular. You still haven't got the lower service levels. Obviously, they're working through the backlog, or I don't know how. For me in the UK, it's normally about 3 to 4 weeks on express, if that helps anyone. But obviously in the US, I don't know.
Yeah.
How much quicker it happens.
Yeah.
Another emergency alert on my phone.
Is the tsunami coming again?
Yeah, could you imagine?
You've had all four
That would
semen.
be an absolute miracle.
Yeah. Ooh, somebody said Emo's. Close. Emo's is one of the St. Louis style pizzas. All right. Would this thing about investing in shares, this is something that's come up before. Someone said, would you invest in shares of Trophy Kangaskhan? Thoughts on these kind of platforms?
I mean, again, so like I get lots of like questions why I don't do like the like what I'm investing in type videos. Like I always say but like if I've bought new purchases.
Yeah.
But I feel like the whole investing and all that sort of stuff, again, that's not really like I feel like I can't advise on that. Like what works for me might not work for everyone else.
Yeah.
And again, financially it depends.
Yeah.
Well, what you're looking like, it's again, there's not really a black and white answer.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, because I think their accuracy is your favorite, but
yeah, I mean it is. I mean,
you don't really get the card though. You just get like a bit of it. Like
exactly.
ownership.
It doesn't. For me, like you either own it or you don't.
Yeah.
Like having that, like I own 3% of the bottom corner. That doesn't do it for me.
Maybe if your fractional share was the baby in the pouch.
Could you imagine?
You
Yeah. No, for me, if I was going to own it, I would just be. My goal would be to fully own the card.
Yeah. Ooh, PFM with a good question says, why was I able to buy a PSA 9 Special Derby Pikachu for less than the cost of grading? Yeah. That's, I mean, it's like because so many people were overly excited about that. I think you might see that eventually, the stamp promo, like mark my words, it might happen where there's people already paying like $150 to get that graded and the price is like, cooling off. So there's going to be an inflection point where it's like $200 for the card, $150 for grading, it might be better just to buy it already.
Yeah, I feel like that happens with some cards, and then it gets to that point, like you say, where if people just hold off, then it's worth waiting, buying it graded rather than trying to.
Yeah, it's like
especially at the moment if you can't grade it on your lower. Service levels, and then you don't want to use anyone else other than PSA and all that sort of stuff. It's just not worth it.
Yeah. Oh my god. Somebody said, "Who's been the most influential collector for yourselves that you've been able to meet so far?" Oh, there we go.
Perfect question. That was good timing. I love that.
Yeah, that's hard because I've been around so long that everybody I know from back in the days, like, some of them are actually gone. Like, not to be morbid, but like passed away because it's so long ago and they were older guys. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, that's tough one. Like Maz and all them ancient names, but yeah. And now Pokichloe's helped with the modern era, the pack opening
the
era.
Streaming side of things.
Yeah. Made this happen.
Yeah.
Learn how to do this because of Chloe.
Someone asked, curious on your thoughts on which modern set will appreciate and value the most. My guess is Hidden Fates and maybe Evolving Skies in like 10 years from now. That was Slicker. Shout out Slicker. I don't know. I feel like, their Hidden Fates is obviously a set. Again, I always refer back to my streams. Like, it's the one I could open and again and again and again. No one gets bored of it. People keep going back to it. Obviously, that's starting to become a few years old now.
Yeah.
Evolving Skies is popular in general at the moment, and I think probably will remain to be because you get the alternate arts and anything like that. I just feel like is always going to outdo some of the other sets they bring out that bring it down a little bit. I've got to stop bashing like Chilling Reign.
Yeah, it's tough. I think Pat said hi up there earlier.
Oh, did he?
Which I didn't realize that was you, Pat. Like, I knew you from, like, Chloe was like, oh yeah, visit Pat, and then she told me your Pokemon name, so.
Deep Pocket Monster, because, obviously you have your two sides, Pat Flynn and then Deep Pocket Monster, but we did we opened the other half of that Evolving Skies box. Me and Scott just finished off that box, and there was nothing else in it apart from a Leafeon VMAX and a Sylveon V, so, it wasn't great. Someone said, in the current market, do you find you're focusing more on auctions or buy it now listings? Oh, I don't even know.
That's tough.
For me, again, it depends on what it is.
Yeah.
Like, what the card or what the sealed product or whatever it is.
I do both. I would say I prefer buy it now, like, cause just time-wise, but I do both. I don't know what the ratios would be because it varies every month. Like, you don't know what's going to pop up.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's like an impossible, especially with eBay. You never know what's going to happen in the market as well. Like,
ES says again, do you want to put rest to those asking if you're... Oh my god. We'll just keep the mystery going. We'll keep that.
You got to have mystery somewhere.
Yeah. You could even like tell people exactly what you're doing if someone would be like, nah, I don't believe it.
They don't,
like,
and then they'll ask whatever question it is they're trying to get at.
I realized that a long time ago, like just no acknowledgement's the best thing. Like people genuinely think I live, like my grandma's like right there in the other room.
Yeah, he's just gonna go and pat her on the head.
Yeah, like I did a call with a guy one time. He's like, "Oh, I thought you actually lived with grandma." I'm like, "Sure, like whatever." Like just
we'll go with it. Just smile and wave.
Yeah, like, BK, have it your way. Like just do whatever you want.
Honestly.
Oh, somebody said, "What's the last thing you both sold?" Good question, Hoover. That's a good one.
I actually think I sold some singles on my website. I think yesterday or the day before.
That's right. Yeah, I remember saying that.
But like recently on eBay, I've sold again not just Pokemon, like magic boxes, like the more modern things. I try and have a variation on my store. Like I said, I don't collect those other TCGs, but I know a lot of other collectors are into other TCGs. But yeah, I think it was some singles on my website. I don't even know what they are off the top of my head, but they'll be like modern something or other.
Yeah, I sold it's funny because when we were coming over here to get ready for everything, I heard the noise on my phone. I'm like, oh God. And someone bought a PS10 versus an Onyx, and I went to like get it all packaged up, and I'm like, wait, it's the same as the one I had in auction. So I had to cancel the auction one, and I have a few more of them, but I just had the wrong skin there. I'm like, you know what? I'll just be safe and cancel the auction. So yeah, there it is. That's a good question. I reckon it's from E4. Giraffecta says, what are your thoughts on black and white PSA 10s, and do you own any yourself? So I mean black and white era cards, like
I assume so. Not just like general.
Yeah.
I don't think I own any PSA 10. Again, like I said, it's been a while since I've like actually bought like slabs for my personal collection. I don't think I own any currently. There might be one or two floating around, but there's nothing that springs out to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have.
Somebody asked me on Patreon the other day about them. I do think some of the like textured secret rares kind of fly under the radar, like that Pikachu secret rare, for example. It's like got the Shining Legends texture thing going on, but yeah, overall, I don't know. I'm not too big on black and white. I'd give it like a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, it's for me personally. I'm not.
Yeah, it's decent. All right, Admiral. I gotta tread lightly with this question. Is there a trick to buying truly unweighed packs from sellers? I have bought a few packs from certain sellers.
This is in reference to me. Okay, let's just set the story straight. Admiral has had bad luck with me. Okay, I can't help it.
Wait, unweighed doesn't mean heavy, Admiral.
I don't know
That's
what
the problem.
You want me to do.
He thinks unweighed means heavy.
He's bought Arceus packs from me that didn't go well. I think you're in my Neo Rev break that didn't go well. Maybe we're just not meant to be.
Yeah.
Like, I mean... What else can I do? Open some Shining Legends and maybe you'll win some, I mean.
That's always the trick with unweighed, though. It's like, there's also light packs, like in a box, and you might just get that.
Exactly.
Like, this is part of the game. Oh, when was the last time you purchased Pokemon products in a retail store? That's really good.
Okay. Probably when Celebrations came out. Because, again, a lot of people wanted me to be able to stock it. I wasn't able to get it through my distribution, so I had to go out like everyone else and buy it and fight to the death. But obviously everywhere you could only buy a few like items per shop, but yeah, it would have been Celebrations for me. I don't think I've bought anything since then.
Yeah, I think for me it's Hidden Fates actually.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, because I sit in the grandma houses, buy online.
Yeah,
if that counts. Like I've bought from like Target online, like for the most recent whatever, but yeah, in person one day I remember I was just picking up groceries and I'm like, oh, there's a Hidden Fates ETB, so
yeah, see, for me, it's a really rare occasion if I were to go into a supermarket in the UK to see anything that would be worth, like I've said before. Like, I think Vivid Voltage single blisters were the last thing I saw on like my local supermarket shelf. And then, go into the specific toy stores that stock everything. I would definitely Celebrations for me.
I think we got a super from Andy who said, best Pokemon accomplishment, TCG, and video game from both you guys. You win nationals. And you and Rudy from Alpha Investments are awesome to listen to. Appreciate it, Andy. Yeah, I don't know. Best Pokemon, like, achievement?
Yeah.
Like...
that's in what context? Because, does that mean, like, personal, like collecting? Like, I don't know, that could mean anything.
If you mean, like, winning the game, like, at Worlds, because I guess that'd be, like, the best thing you possibly do, but I would get obliterated in the actual game.
I don't play the game.
Yeah,
so
I'd get destroyed.
That would beat me out.
It's like a full-time job now. Like the guy who won, there was some German guy who won last time, and he was undefeated. And it's like you got to go like 24/7, stream all the time,
That's
and
heavy.
it's all you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a full-time job now. Okay, there's so many questions. Somebody said, "What's the best?" I guess this would be for both of us. What's the best thing you found in storage that you forgot about?
Probably some master sets that I bought. I'm trying to think. I feel like I was streaming once, and someone said, "Can you show me something?" I happen to have something in the background, but I've definitely stumbled across like when I made a few larger purchases of like collections, and there are bits I'll always put away to the side, and I'll be like, I'll get back to that because there's other bits I want to do, and end up sort of like finding like a full master set that I not necessarily forgot I had, but you haven't looked at it in a while, and you're like, oh yeah, I own that, and then so things like that are nice finding, and just remember that you own certain things.
It's crazy because we sat down here and you're like, oh, there's a 9-tailed shallot in there. I'm like, it's actually no damage, just sitting there,
just
like
laying around in the background.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time. Every week or so, I'll find something.
I mean, yeah, mine is nothing like.
Yeah, it's bad.
This room
mine
is just
really
like
bad.
There was a burning shadow.
Yeah, we just found that
out,
thing. Yeah, it's like that all the time. Pat asked, like, do I have a spreadsheet of my Prattisms and which ones I use in a video? Honestly, like, there's a guy on Discord who would like track me and the other Scott on Discord, and it was like the Bible of Scots and like all the little things we would say. And I didn't even realize, like, I would say, like, pick your poison. I didn't even realize I said it until like people said it over and over.
I say certain words, or I say things in a certain way, and then they're like, "Oh, there she goes again." I'm like, I don't remember saying that, but you just say it like subconsciously, not realizing.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then once I'm aware of it, I'm like, oh god! Now every time it happens,
I notice
it.
Someone asked a good question. What's both of your biggest Pokemon purchase regrets? Not something you regret missing, but something you actually regret buying.
Wow, that's good because I don't have really
I don't
many.
think I have anything where I've thought, oh my god, I've made a huge mistake there.
Yeah, I don't know if I can really say like what, because pretty much the thing with me, it's hard. Is like I've been around so long that even like my bad purchases now have matured to a point where it's just.
I was gonna say
it
you
doesn't
can't
matter.
really complain about it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I'm purchasing, especially for like my personal collection, I don't just. I feel like I'm quite careful about most of the time what I do, and I don't try not to just because I want something overspend or go crazy, because obviously in the hype, lots of people jumped in and lost a lot of money on certain things. It's a good one, but
that's a really good question. I really can't give an answer. Like I don't
think
have
there's
anything.
anything major where I think, oh god, I wish I hadn't.
Yeah, same.
Hadn't have done that.
Somebody wants to know, what does the sticker say on your MacBook?
Oh, so it's actually not a sticker. It's a it's like a little magnet for my memory card reader, which is really unexciting. Someone probably thought it was something really cool there, but no. It's so I can attach my memory card reader to the back, and it's magnetic and it doesn't fall off.
Is there a way to filter like words or something on my channel? Somebody suggested that. I just have no idea.
Good question. I have no idea at all.
Yeah.
There must be a way in the settings somewhere.
Somebody said, Super Vic says, where are you guys going for dinner? Man, people keep asking about dinner.
People love the food chat, don't they? I think so we're going to get Thai.
Yeah, even though Chloe doesn't do spice.
I don't do spice. Don't come for me.
But there's plenty of low spice options.
Right, I think if you go into the settings cog on the dashboard.
All right, we're gonna sort this out real quick.
Then under the community tab or something, there should be a bit where you can filter. I feel like I've so if you go to
settings.
Oh, there we go, and then it's under one of these.
Got it. Perfect.
Got it?
Got it, yeah.
We got there eventually. Yeah, no, I'm not a spicy person. Someone asked Scott and Chloe, are you going to play Legends of Arceus? So I don't play the game. I mean, at the moment I don't even have time, even if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't really play video games at all. It's just, I feel like I spend too much time on the computer streaming. I can't look at a screen for any longer.
You spend too much time buying purses and collecting swirls is the real
Yeah, that's my main issue. I don't have time for that.
Yeah. Okay, somebody says something about Japanese Pokemon products, not just the cards. Do you think these will be valuable in the future? All right, we're about, 30 minutes in? Somebody asked predict the future question. I mean, it's just, I think Japanese actually has done better overall since the boom and bust, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Like, Japanese have pretty much been like this. Like, it really hasn't had the crazy volatility, so, yeah.
I don't really, I can't even really get my hands on any Japanese, but people always say they prefer definitely the quality, and even just the cards in general look that little bit nicer. So yeah, I don't know if that will affect anything.
Spartan says, did your best collection purchases happen by chance, or were you actively seeking them?
No, it's more they sort of pop up and you're not necessarily always like ready for it, but when certain things do pop up, I sort of make the decision like, when is this going to happen again with certain things, and then that I think helps whether to pull the plug on some things or leave it and think, oh yeah, we'll see that again in the future.
Ooh, somebody asked, I don't know if you do want to answer this, so whatever you want to share, feel free, but what do you do outside of YouTube for a living? I guess you changed recently.
So I quit my job basically because I now have the store, I do my streaming, and it was all just getting too much. Like time-wise, it was hard to manage, and it would have been a decision to stop doing the streams and basically any of it to carry on with my job. And I just, I worked in an office, really unexciting, bland job. Nothing, it wasn't like a overly tough decision to leave in that aspect, because obviously I enjoy what I'm doing now, so that obviously helps. Yeah. Even though it's busy.
Yeah, I think you made the right choice. Yeah, mainly, I mean, for like, I do a lot of like the Pokemon stuff that everybody sees, but outside of that, just investing in asset management is the only real like other thing that takes up time. Do you even, Keegan says, what do you think are the most rare and desirable English cards? Gold Stars, Shining, etc.
I mean, I really don't know. Like...
Gold Star with a swirl?
A Gold Star with a swirl, yeah. English cards, yeah, I suppose Gold Star with a swirl. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'd say were the most desirable.
Yeah, it's tough because you kind of always have a range of rarity to popularity, and some have both of them, but
and some have one and some have the other. Yes, and then it's very also much personal preference. Because what some people like, some people don't, and yeah,
rares are already answered for you, like worlds, trophies, and things like that. But yeah, like the definitely most popular, Gold Stars, Shinings for sure. First edition base, like if you include that, like as the whole thing.
And like if you were talking about graded, obviously.
Tens,
all that sort of etc.
But I think
if you break it down.
Yeah, like consistently, those are the big hitters, like Gold Stars,
that people like
chase
to go
cards.
Back to.
Somebody says, could you guys speak about the Japanese fan club players promo cards? Do you collect some of those, don't you? Like the Players Club?
Yeah. So again, that large purchase that I made, like. It was mainly English, but we had a mix of like a few Japanese in there. But again, it's not something that I've spent like this past year, I'd say, because I've started streaming so much. I haven't really spent as much time on my personal collection or delving into like a bit more than I would have liked to, really. Whereas obviously, I mean, your collection is just obviously you can't really compare to it as such. But yeah, I would like to be able to spend a bit more time picking up some items along those sort of lines. But yeah, at the moment everything's just really hectic, and I feel like until everything plateaus a little bit, Yeah,
I've done a video on Players Promos before. Maybe I should do an updated one. But yeah, I think it's a fantastic set. It's really cool how it like keeps the fan club tradition going, and love Japanese exclusive art, so it's got a mix of that. I think it's one of the best Mew cards too, like the Mew EX one.
It's not. They are really nice. Yeah, nice cards.
It's like Pokemon Snap a little bit, so yeah, it's really tough to criticize. All right, after that we have like 10 more questions to go through.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Is there a card that had a nostalgic impact on you, Chloe? such as the vending Voltorb did for me?
There isn't a specific card in general. Again, for me, it was more when I got back into everything, it was rediscovering all my old childhood binders and all that sort of thing. So again, it's cliche and everyone always says it, but when I was a kid, it was base, jungle, fossil. So like that is what if I were to be like opening things on the channel, like that is what I would really get into and really enjoy, because again, you don't do it all the time now, and it's that sort of. But like for me, there's not a specific card as such. That like off the top of my head that I'd be like, that was your, not like you have with the Voltorb.
What about Coral Mew?
Shiny Mew? So there are cards in my collection that I have over like the past years that I've discovered, obviously new cards, like obviously getting back into the hobby as an adult, that I am like attached to. So like my Coral Mew, like that is a card that I actually got as part of a collection. Graded that, and that's something I'll always hold on to. And there are other certain cards that I just will always keep. For me, it's a lot of it is things that I end up pulling myself, and if they're like a great card or whatever, those are the things I hold on to and really enjoy. But the Coral Mew is a good one. Yeah. We spoke about that.
Steven asked an interesting one. Does the Evolutions Gold Star from Celebrations bring down the value of the original? And I think the best way to address that is like, does the base set Evolutions Charizard bring down the original? It's like, well, it brought it up. So, I don't know if it'll have much of an effect for people who still want to get the original. I feel like it's just a separate.
Yeah, even though it's based on it, I don't feel like it is. Directly linked to it in that aspect.
Yeah, there's plenty of Japanese cards of the same exact art in English for like a couple $, and in Japan they sell for like $1,000. So you've had that forever.
I think it's just nice though, because obviously the people who obviously can afford those, the original, that's where they got the excitement from, that sort of.
Yeah. All right, Vic with a premium says, both most enjoyable set you've opened recently. I mean the Shining Legends, if you watched the opening on the channel.
About 35 minutes ago. We just opened Shining Legends.
You got this guy right here. First time in the grandma house ever that a Mewtwo's been opened.
I can't believe it.
That was insane. Oh, another premium says, what was the PSA 10 Masaki double, or did you just trade? Oh, okay. They want to know basically about your Masaki.
So again, that's a card I sent raw to PSA, came back a 10, which in itself was a big deal and quite a big shock when it happened. And I had an offer on it from someone, and even though it's an incredible card, again, because I hadn't had it that long prior to grading it, etc., I didn't feel as attached to it. I kind of wasn't expecting it to come back a 10, and I actually, in return, the Grand Party and the PSA 10, that's just something I've always wanted to add to the collection, just have. So that's a bit more why I was happier to go into the deal, because I was getting something I kind of wanted a little bit more out of it. And like I said, some cards I'm attached to, some cards I'm not as much, even if they are great cards, like, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
That is like a 10 out of 10, but it's just...
Yeah, I completely understand that. Like, there's plenty of cards I've had that are, like, good cards objectively, and I just don't have the emotional attachment. And when I can... For them. And if I could take that and get something else I prefer more, I usually do that.
So again, it varies with different cards, etc. But
Marco asked a bit earlier about your Black Label Mew, if that's like your most prized card that you have.
I mean, so the story behind that, I did a video on it, but that was, again, part of a trade from my Legendary Collection box. And again, when that was the person I did the deal with, when they offered that into the deal, that was a bit more, I was obviously more happy and favourable to go with it. And it's got a big swirl on it, obviously. But it's my first Black Label, actually. So again, because it's like first Black Label, Pop 1, there's a bit more to that card that I can sort of get more attached to than just, do you know what I mean? When it has that bit more rarity or whatever to it.
Exclusivity. That makes sense.
Not everyone has one type thing. So that's where that comes from.
Eli or EI says, are either of you going to Collecticon in Orlando?
I'm not, no.
Yeah, we touched on this yesterday a bit because, like, both of us would like to, I think, go to these events, but there's just a lot of, like, COVID is a big deterrent right now.
And the thing is, it's all good going to the events, but it's then coming back to our own lives, and if you there's a lot that go. I think with COVID at the moment and how bad things sort of got over Christmas and in the winter, I just think and obviously I have to travel here. Obviously, I know I'm here at the moment.
Yeah.
But it's not as easy as well for me to be able to go to a lot of these big events.
Jonathan said, "Premium, why are women in the hobby often delegitimized?" I don't really know if many are delegitimized, or at least I don't experience that.
No.
I think most of the girls I know in the hobby, at least maybe I'm partial because E4, they just like Pokemon and that's it. So I don't really know.
Yeah, it seems to be a hot topic.
Yeah.
What's it like being a woman in the hobby? But people more attached to the woman part rather than being.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you do get some people who maybe don't care much about the Pokemon and they're doing it for more. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
In any hobby, anything, you're always going to get that.
Yeah, I feel like there's probably people in anything where they use they try to brand too much.
Assets.
Yeah, their assets. Yeah.
And maybe then that does affect females who are more serious and enjoy it for the reason that they're actually in it for, rather than flaunting themselves or whatever you want to call it. But I mean, I don't think that. I feel like people speak it into existence more than it actually happens.
I agree with that. Yeah, even that put me on pause because I'm like, I don't really feel that. At least the girls in E4 and everything, I don't feel that at all. So.
Yeah. I think people think that goes on more than it does.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
I think we got another premium here.
Yeah, from Jamil.
Jamil says, "Hey Scott, have been a listener since video number 1. I'll post something from the guitar that I posted a long time ago. For both of you, what era do you least feel attached to and enjoy as far as cards and Pokemon themselves, and why?"
Cool, that's an interesting question.
I mean, for me, the obvious, kind of going back to black and white, it's tough because the worst set, in my opinion, ever printed is Emerging Powers, which is in black and white. And I didn't really feel 5th gen that much. I think a lot of people, if they had to choose all the gens that they like the least, it's usually 5th gen. So that's just me. But.
And again, I think it's maybe being adults as well.
Yes, that might be part of it.
Obviously, kids at the whatever is out at the time. Obviously, I feel like they're always gonna be, depending on your age when you got into the hobby. I'm kind of with you on the black and white era. It draws me in the least. I think
yes,
if we were
opening.
If someone said to me what would be your dream to open, that would be probably
Yes, when I go to Bulbapedia and look at the set list for Emerging Powers and try to find a card that I get excited about, it is torture. It's absolute torture. So.
And you feel like you're forcing it, and it's just not,
it's just really, really bad. Yeah. Okay, there's 20 questions since that point.
Someone said, "What's the oddest Pokemon item you own?" It's the strangest Pokemon related. I don't think I have anything too crazy.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I do. I've got these little figures on my backdrop. I've got a Squirtle. Can't remember what else I've got, but they have big teeth and they're really scary. My husband bought them as a joke, and they're horrifying, but I keep them there in the background.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
The strangest thing I own.
Yeah, I don't really have anything that crazy with Pokemon. Just standard issue.
There's just lots of Pokemon everywhere.
Yeah, just lots of it. Okay. Somebody asked why is Logan Paul buying Pokemon for millions of dollars? Because he likes it? I mean,
and he's in obviously a position where if he wants something, he can buy it, and he's probably always going to try and buy the craziest or most, obviously, with the whole case thing.
He's in such a unique position that the price is not really that relevant because he can just buy something, make a video, and
it's never going to affect given what's just happened. I don't think it's ever going to affect him enough where he's like, oh god, I'm never going to do that again. I still feel if he enjoys Pokemon, which he does, he's going to always. And again, like you say, he's in a unique position. He's got endless amount of funds. Got another super chat there. Favorite Pokemon card, and your happiest memory with Pokemon. Favorite Pokemon for me is Chansey.
You're Chansey.
Yeah,
poor Chansey liked you overnight now.
Another emergency alert. I don't know what's going on with my phone.
Chansey just started following you. That's what that was.
That's it. Phone's blown up. Favorite Pokemon card. I have a few, my Korokoro Mew that I graded. I also, after watching one of your videos, started becoming obsessed with the hollowback.
Oh yeah,
so I started.
Trade.
Yeah, so I've started to try and like. I think I've got a 6, a 9, and I think I'm getting a 10. So like I
6 and a 9.
Started putting that was. I started putting a little collection together of those. And favourite memory for me, it was like more as a kid. Like me and my brother had all our cards together. So people say like, what makes you, what's like your first memories? For me, it's like that sort of time.
Yeah.
Like, obviously as an adult, it's different when you're.
Yeah. It's tough because somebody asked me this the other day on Patreon. It's just hard not to go straight into so many memories. But I think Toys R Us for me as a kid was huge because you didn't have internet and that was the only way you saw new cards. That's how I saw Southern Island vending and all that cool stuff. Yeah. Ancient Mew. So yeah, that's definitely a big fond one. And like you got all the cool cards. I got my first promo, like the Ivy Pikachu. So yeah. Cool Trainer Tony says, which 2002 McDonald's set is the best? You mean like the Mew one versus like the numbered one, it's tough to really choose because both of them I think are the same, like the Sunset Mew and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really have a
opinion on. That's a tough one to even make a distinction on. It's like, they're just to me. It's
quite like a very specific question. Someone's asked, what are our thoughts on Neon Hearts pop-up shop? And I think it's a great idea. I'm not going to it myself, but yeah, I think we touched on this yesterday because someone asked if you were going, but obviously with the whole COVID thing. But yeah, I think it's a fun concept. Like no one's really done anything. Yeah, it's really cute, and I think it'll travel and it'll do well because it's such a clever idea that honestly takes a lot of work to pull off because you got to buy all this stuff and then basically give it away, And even just the coordination of everything and how it's going to run. I think it's a good idea though. I think Dean's asked a couple times. It keeps getting like pushed up about. Is there anything from Japan that you wish made to English print? That's probably more one for you than. That's an interesting one because I actually like Japanese exclusive stuff, so I really don't mind if it. Yeah, I don't mind if it stays over there, but yeah, I don't know. Like, Versus set would have been interesting if that came over because that was like one of the first. But I think why it's fun is because it is exclusive over there. I don't know. That's a really tough one to answer. Because most of it, I'm like, yeah, I'm cool if it's Japanese exclusive. I don't mind it. You don't need it to, Yeah. Someone said, are you aware of how much influence you have over the market just by showing off a card or a set you're genuinely passionate about? How much of an impact do you think you personally have? That for you? So, I don't know if that's for me. Like, so I suppose they're saying, like, if you did a YouTube video showing off a particular set or a particular card. Yeah, like, let's see how BS that is. All right, we got an energy card right here. We got a grass energy card. We got a what is this? Watch the prices. Palkia. We got Palkia Shining Legends. Yeah, let's see. I don't. I mean, I'm nowhere in a league where I would be able to affect or influence anything. So I've never thought about if someone else showing. I just don't. So. The thing I don't like about that and why one of my smprattesms is like hype is temporary, fundamentals are forever is because hype is just a moment, as we saw with the Logan Paul boom. And if the fundamentals aren't there, it just won't stay. It won't have staying power. So I never really think about it beyond that. Like the hype thing. People will like it for 2 weeks and then get bored of it. And then it goes back where it was. Yeah, like that if people can hype up energies, then maybe I'll listen to that. But until you can hype up a card, it's like it really it's different when you're like, oh, here's a trophy Kangaskhan. It's like, why does the price go up? Because it's so freaking rare, and that might be the only one you see for an entire year. That's a completely different. Yeah, it's not really about the video insofar as it's like the video and the card itself. Like it has to be a good card. So anyway, that's a good discussion topic. But I never think about it personally. I don't think I've ever. Like, one good reference is I remember trying to do a video to be like, hey guys, here's some affordable options during the craziness of 2020. And I talked about the Silver Bible, and that did shoot up, and it's because it is a rarer book that has all the art, and it's just one of those things that has fundamentals. And it made sense why it went up because it was so cheap at the time. Yeah, and I feel like, after more people realising maybe what it was as well, it's interesting. So people are obviously going to want to be able to exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think we missed a super chat here earlier. It was what was Chloe's day job before Pokemon? I was a personal assistant. What it says on the tin. Manage someone else's life and diary and all that.
This is why you like all the fancy things. This is
yeah.
why you like the purses. There's a bag right there, like
there, yeah.
inching into the shot.
Yeah, so I'm trying to like expose it a little bit. So obviously this is completely different and out of my comfort zone and everything. Running a website and a store and obviously streaming, but yeah, it's all good fun.
Yeah, it's going well so far.
Yeah.
We got another super chat here saying, would you like new gold stars? Blastoise. Yeah, I would have loved to see a Blastoise. When someone asked me yesterday, I think, about favorite gold star, I was like, there is no Blastoise, because I would have gone to that and went to Mewtwo. But yeah,
I think a lot of people would like that.
Yeah, to have all three of them. Like, I get it, Charizard, but
still.
Yeah.
So someone asked, I think I missed this question yesterday, asking about Pokemon and quality control, and I think I see it a bit more in the modern stuff. Like, we went through a phase with, I'm going to go back to it, Chilling Reign, where cards were so, like, off-centered and, like, just general bad quality. And I even said, like, even if I'm putting a binder together, the cards are not going to be PSA 910 condition.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like them so horrendous, like, because then I just have no enjoyment from it. So, I don't know if they will, but I feel like Celebrations, for me, was okay. Like, I didn't suffer.
I thought it was fine.
Evolving Skies has been a bit hit and miss. Fusion Strike, nothing I mean, I haven't opened much Fusion Strike. I'm just thinking of the most recent sets that came out. But
let me go full boomer on you guys for a second here, because when people complain about condition, you don't know what it was. Like, when we go back to Black and White, like, Plasma Storm, like, you have no idea. Like, it looked like a battle was fought on the back of those cards. Like, the cards now, since Evolutions, are such a major upgrade. Before that, it was like, you'd open stuff and it's like your Plasma Storm Charizards. I graded probably 30 of those, like the secret rare ones, and I hit 110, some 9s, a lot of 8s. So, and that's packed fresh.
In general,
it's way better today. And yeah, I agree. Celebrations is really good, especially for an English set. I don't honestly know how it can get much better. Outside of maybe centering here or there.
Yeah, but I think in general it was absolutely fine. I think some people were maybe a bit worried about that. But I think
don't get paranoid. We've gotten way better.
But like saying the term pack fresh, it always, like, that whole thing bothers me. Like, pack fresh, there's no guarantee with anything. Like, you know, when people are advertising pack fresh, it doesn't mean anything.
Yes,
you could have a pack fresh PSA 5 because, you know, something has gone wrong in printing or damage from the outside the pack. It doesn't mean, but for me anyway, and that's all I hit. Pack fresh this, pack fresh that.
Yeah, that's a pro tip right there.
Doesn't mean...
Like, we could open up this base box right now, and I guarantee not everything's going to be 10 or even 9.
No, exactly.
Yeah, so...
Because you just don't know, especially with... I mean, I opened up a jungle box, like, I don't know, beginning of last year, and they were so unpack fresh cards you wouldn't believe. And they are straight from a pack. Like, the silvering, the print lines, the lot,
Someone asked, who'd win in a game of bingo? I haven't played bingo since I was like... Oh, no, I have played bingo before, like, at a retirement home.
That's definitely an old person's game.
Yeah.
I don't know who would win in a game of bingo. I feel like bingo is a game of luck.
It really is,
like, you can't be strategic at bingo,
yeah,
surely.
Chloe pulled the Mewtwo earlier, so she'll probably win in bingo as well. Yeah.
Possibly, we'll go with that.
Yeah, there is no strategy whatsoever. It's like, did your number get called? Did, like, 069 get called?
You can't be good at bingo, like... It's luck. It is luck. Will we ever have Worlds again? And if so, will it be in London? So we spoke about this again yesterday with COVID. Big events are obviously even like 2 months in advance. I don't think you can guarantee anything at the moment. No. And with an event like that, with so many countries coming together, it's a bit of a recipe for disaster that way.
One of the ideas we talked about was like maybe they'll just do competitors only and like
that was it, and narrow it down.
Yeah. Maybe if we get a little VIP badge, I don't know if you can see it in the shop here. This is my first Worlds ever in 2011. Little VIP exclusive. I don't even know if they did VIP.
Special access. You were a VIP before they even had VIP.
This is like what like Arita and Sugimori wore. This is like one of 8 right here.
So I think I think they might have to adjust the model of it as such to make it doable if it does end up going ahead.
Someone asked who cuts my hair. It looks amazing. Well, thank you.
Hats off to you.
Yeah, I do it actually myself. Ever since COVID, like I've been doing it when I was younger too. But yeah,
multi-talented hairdresser as well.
Yeah, just use the different little clips or whatever. I know Pokichloe does his hair as well, so
he was a barber before.
I think he was. Yeah. Yeah, just did a little tutorial, but
This is where everyone now starts trying to cut their own hair and send you pictures of it, and it's like chunks missing from the top and the back. Oh my goodness. Someone said, do you have any card that's a lucky charm, like Logan's BGS 10 Charizard? I wouldn't say lucky charm.
Oh, I got one, but go ahead.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I have a lucky charm. I have favourite cards that maybe mean something a bit more to me, but I don't think lucky charm.
Let me get up over here.
Oh, here we go.
This is good. This beats Logan's by far. This is the lucky University Magic card. There's not a luckier card in the world. This is, as a lot of people know, if you don't know, one of the rarest cards in the hobby, only given out at the Tamamushi event in Japan. And I remember buying a collection, as I do, from people in Japan. It was like Masaki cards in really good condition. I started just thumbing through the bulk to see if they were vending and things like that. And it's categorized by like energy. So I get to the water, thumbing through, and this is staring back at me. And I was just blown away. I mean, it's a once in a lifetime, not even that, like once in a century, honestly. Like, so this is the lucky magic card. It's not even, I have one in a 10, this one's an 8, and this one will always stay with me. I'll sell all the other ones for this one, so yeah.
Yeah, that kind of relates back to like your best card isn't always your best condition card,
exactly.
Or your best grade card if it means something to you for whatever reason.
So, yeah. Yeah, that one.
Someone actually said lucky Unicarve incoming before you grabbed
Oh,
that.
yeah. It's the story's unbelievable. I still to this day, like, I'm like, there it is, right in front of me.
I can't believe it.
Can't believe it was real life. It was unbelievable. All right, next up, Pixel Trainer says, thoughts on the shiny subset from the Diamond and Pearl era. So, like, they mean, like, the Swablu and the Voltorb, I'm guessing, and those, like the Ponyta.
Yeah.
They're not really textured.
No, they're not.
They just look like hollows, kind of.
Yeah. I
yeah.
don't really have much of an opinion on...
Yeah, like, I could go real Tips Fedora and talk about how they chip easily on the front. Like, that's what I think of first, is, like, how... I was supposed to say we're more... what I like about even Shining Legends that are newer is, like, it just feels like a Shining card. Like, literally, you could feel it.
And it has that...
Yeah, it's just got a quality to it. Yeah, where those, they just... are like hollow cards, and you're like, oh wait, that Voltorb's blue instead of red. So I just wish they gave it a little more importance. A bit more
something to it to make it,
yeah. But I mean, they're still decent. They just could have been way better. So, Drogi Jedi says, am I a good Jedi?
Sure.
What's the color of your lightsaber? That's how you know. Somebody keeps asking about Pokemon Rumble cards. Those are super niche. Like, they were a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have
not
much
my
opinion
area of
either.
expertise at all.
Yeah, I don't really have much of an opinion. They're kind of just like a one and done type thing. Like cubism, or like almost like everything's Porygon, designed out of Porygon. Like that potato trend that just happened. It's like designed out of Pokemon.
Oh my god, the potato trend.
Alright, somebody says, what do you both think is the most underrated set? For example, Ruby Sapphire, Base 2. Absolutely not. Base 2. They said they think they're a bargain and collectible. So, if you have one that you think
I
is
have a Ruby and Sapphire Master set, which I've shown on stream a few times. So I did start putting together a slab collection, but slowed down on that just because I then had other things I wanted to do. I do like Ruby and Sapphire. I've spoken about that before. Another real favourite of mine is Secret Wonders. I don't know if I'd say it's underrated.
It's a pretty,
I just don't see as much, like...
You don't, yeah.
I mean, I've actually opened it a few times on the channel, pulled some good cards, and I'll go into that a bit more when I get back home, so I've got a fun story about that. But, yeah, that would probably be for me. But again, I think it's personal preference on what people see as underrated or just disliked in general. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough because, like, when you say Secret Wonders, I had fun opening that when it came out, but the problem with that era, you know, you come from Gold Stars and you got Secret Wonders, it's like...
Bit flat, maybe.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah, so I don't really know. Definitely not base set 2, though. Anytime, when people say base set 2 is greater than base set, I'm like, we've lost all logic and reasoning. Like, gravity is gone. Like,
it doesn't exist anymore. Someone said, are you guys tired of the regular hollow pattern?
From Sword and Shield?
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually so we got some stuff sitting here.
I was going to say, here's one we prepared earlier.
Yeah, and I think,
we did get some hollow hits, didn't we?
The reverse, I like the reverse, like the little, like, it kind of looks like a sigil or something.
Yeah, I think the reverse
like this
is
thing.
fine, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like that, but as for regular hollow, if he means the line, do you mean the line hollow?
Lines that, yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think that's probably what they're referring to.
Yeah, I feel that. I could definitely see that.
Maybe it's time for a...
Yeah, there's no swirls.
How
are you going to swirl when there's straight lines?
Are we ever going to see a modern swirl? That would be the... the question I want to know the answer to. What else have we got?
Oh my God, somebody said, "Are you wearing Chloe's woman and not real?"
I mean,
this is a great example of people.
Last time
like,
I checked, I'm really here.
Yeah, we did the pack.
Oh yeah, there it is
pack.
again. People are gonna be clipping that.
Oh, do you think junk slabs are here? Well, we do have a ton of off-brand grading companies, so.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. With the whole grading companies popping up left, right, and centre, and then as PSA maybe do start to be able to take on what they were doing before, where does that leave them? And then where does that leave those cards in those slabs? And there's an awful lot of them, and yeah.
The thing I want to say though about junk slabs is that like behind this camera, I prop mine up on like slabs I think aren't worth selling.
Yeah.
And now like when I go through those, I'm like, oh, these PSA 7 and 6s of like decent cards, I could probably sell them now.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be some cards that seem junky, but yeah, now
they'll retain somewhat.
The thing I'll say is like if you're going for the non-PSA grade, you are risking a higher probability of whatever you're getting back to be junk, unless it's a really good card. It's just has a higher tendency of like losing value because that's what junk slab means.
Yeah,
so.
And then what do you do?
Yeah.
Where do you go from there?
Either honestly, like we talked about that yesterday, some of them it's better just to sell it raw than even keep it in there. So, yeah, I think there'll be more. We're getting a taste of it, and there'll probably be more in the future. More junk slabs coming, but it'll even itself out.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, "What's our favorite Pokemon?" I think we did that already with Chansey. Yeah, mine's Blastoise and Mewtwo. I think a lot of people know who tune in. Oh, Admiral says if you could join on Real Money Poker Night. It hasn't happened yet, so it needs to happen first before she can join. That's something that's happening on Discord eventually. When it does, we're gonna do like
it's an idea.
digital poker, and I'll bet real money. Like poker's a lot of fun, so yeah. Or I could even bet cards. Like, I'll do product.
Oh yeah, that would switch it up. Thoughts on special delivery cards? Would you like to see more English exclusives? I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have an opinion on that either.
The interesting thing, like I remember what earlier when Dean asked about Japanese cards, English.
Oh yeah.
I think the thing for me now is like I just see it as like okay, it's something that's there and available to me, and I get that there's some people who only do one language, but yeah, like it's just an option for me at this point. Like I don't really have much of a like if it's in English, cool. If it's Japanese, that's also fine.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
But I think it is good that for like the new people coming in. I think it's a fun card for people to talk about. It's accessible. So, yeah, I wish Pokemon Center would do a bit more of that.
Do you have a favourite junk slab? I don't think I do, to be honest with you.
You just pick one out of the box over
just
there.
Blind dip in there.
Actually, there's a bunch here. Probably they're graded horribly low. PSA 6 First Edition Jinx. PSA 6 Ancient Mew.
But do you know what? People love an Ancient Mew, though.
They
I don't
do.
know what it is, but
I love that.
Honestly.
PSA 4 Lily.
Got some real
Mew.
low grades
Yeah,
over here.
PSA 5 Mew Koro.
Just using them as doorstops.
Yeah. Oh, these are the black labels here. These are the black label Mewtwo's. All right. Somebody said, who's the most underappreciated Pokemon in the TCG that you'd like to see more arts of?
Oh.
I don't know. It's got to be somebody new because I feel like all the old ones got their time. But yeah, I don't know.
Again, as times change as well,
yeah.
it's gonna.
Yeah, like who likes what? Because like kids like Pokemon, they don't even know.
That's the thing. Like when you're talking about the kids that are in it currently compared to adults, it's completely different, isn't it? Do you have any PSA 1 cards? I don't.
There's actually one sitting over here. I saw it when we moved the.
I don't think I've got PSA 2. It's the best PSA 2 you'll ever see, but yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it was a PSA 1 Mew. I don't know why. I had a bunch of horribly graded Mew cards. Like Lily Pad Mew. I had a bunch of them.
There's a theme.
Yeah. Somebody asked about the I don't even see your question, PFM. Saying that we're ignoring them.
They can't ignore us all. Thoughts on people hoarding sealed modern product? I mean...
I don't know. people have been doing that forever. So.
I was gonna say, has that ever not been a thing?
Since Evolutions, people have hoarded modern, and
I think people will continue to do so, especially with certain sets as well. I don't think you're ever going to avoid that, are you?
All I can tell you is people thought, because there's so many people hoarding Evolutions, that it would never go up in price, and here we are.
I mean,
yeah.
Look what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a matter of time. Somebody asked, what's your favorite anime waifu? I don't even know if I can name one.
I can't.
I don't even know if I fully understand what waifu even means. Like, I don't even know how to...
Because there are people that are quite, like, heavily obsessed. Like, yeah. Not really... My thing doesn't really bother me.
I honestly couldn't name a single... I don't even know what it means. Yeah, I go outside too often. Like, there's no way to know.
I'm stuck in a room.
Oh, this is a good one. Do you ever see counterfeiting ever becoming a more serious problem in the hobby?
That is interesting. I feel like as technology and everything develops, yeah, it could. Like, I don't know. I think. Yeah. I mean, at the moment, everything that is fake to a degree, like everything is very obvious at the moment. There's nothing I've ever seen where I've been like, oh, I can't tell the difference.
Same.
I mean, I'm obviously just referring to a lot of like modern like. Mm-hmm. I can't even off the top of my head name it, but like Evolutions was one thing.
Yeah.
Like there was an influx of fake boxes, and but it was fairly like noticeable. But I don't know if over time they'll get better and it will become.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't know.
I think the thing I've noticed recently is that the new people coming in they struggle with like first edition based Charizard, for example. And
yes.
For like us, it's easier to be like, okay, first edition Charizard didn't have this type of foil, you know.
Or even the colour is a lot of like they give away a lot of the time, and a lot of things you can just look at and think straight away something doesn't look right. So I don't know if they'll improve on their counterfeiting skills over time, but I hope not as well.
Because it's gonna hurt like the new people.
Because it is a shame. Because it is those new people and kids as well, especially. I feel like are the ones that will just end up bringing home a load of, crap and stuff.
I think we got. Bring it up here that I missed.
Alex Hodges. Hi Alex. He said you're a legend, Pratt. Chloe, how long is your vacation going for? A couple of weeks. I don't even know. I am so lost what day it is, what time it is. I'm about a week in, so like another week and a bit. But it's going well.
Yeah, she's experienced like all 4 seasons here.
I mean, I've gone from sun to snow, going back to sun, probably end up back in snow.
Tsunami. Maybe you'll get another natural disaster.
The tsunami warning was a first and hopefully a last. I thought that was going to be the end of Pokichloe for a minute.
Somebody says, any regrets in sales?
As in, have you sold something?
Something that you regret?
Yeah. No regrets in selling anything. Sometimes I've sold things, for example, on eBay, maybe haven't got the price I thought it was going to go for. But again, when you put anything on eBay, nothing is guaranteed, especially if you're auction. There's nothing I've put up and thought, oh God, I wish I didn't sell that.
Yeah.
Get it back type thing.
Yeah, you could always go back in hindsight's 2020 and say, I should have held this, woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Oh, right, because of,
Yeah, but even, people know, like, I've sold, I remember doing Illustrator for $55,000 at the time. People thought it was shilled and fake and whatever. And, of course, that's a bargain compared to today.
I mean, when you look back now,
of course, like, there's plenty of those, but, overall, you could do that endlessly. Yeah. Like, I sold versus Charizard 9s for, like, under $1,000.
I was going to say, if you go back and start thinking about everything,
it would be a form of torture. Yeah, but then, of course, there's the upside, like the Trophy Kangaskhan earlier that I mentioned, so, it all balances out.
Yeah, win some, lose some type thing.
Andy says, ever qualify for Worlds? TCG or VCG trophies? No, I've never... Like, we talk about, we don't play the game.
No, at all, so that wouldn't even... I wouldn't even fall into that category. Back
in the day, you could like kind of do it on the side, where now you have to really just fully focus on it. I don't think you could be competitive anymore.
It has to become like your life.
Yeah, because the prize now is worth it. Like if you win, it's like basically a full-time income at the end. But if you win,
so you have to be committed. Yeah. If being the bigger.
Yeah. Okay. I think. Everyone keeps saying, like, somebody earlier said we ignore the question. I'm like, there's so many questions.
there are so many questions. It's like, I'm trying to scroll back up just to see if there's anything where, have you ever been scammed? And if so, what was it for?
Nothing major that I can think of.
I wouldn't say I was purposely scammed, but I did buy a booster. I don't think it was a booster box. I bought Supreme Victor's packs. And the guy was a legit... I bought from him before. He was a legit seller, like nothing against him and that. And they were fake packs. And I was very lucky that I had bought them to plan to open them on stream. So I had started doing a video opening a couple because I just thought, like, 'cause they were loose packs and they were fake. So he could obviously see that I wasn't trying to then scam him back, vice versa. But yeah, it was... He had got them from somewhere and obviously along the line... Someone got caught out, and unfortunately it just... Because the packs themselves look great. It was inside. As soon as I opened it, I was like... Straight away.
I'm glad you said that, because I remember buying a... Next Destiny's, the one Mewtwo full art, and it came to me from, like, Greece or something, and I touched it, and it was, like, this loud plastic. And I'm like, nope, there's no way.
Straight away.
Yeah, there's no way.
That you can tell.
But yeah, that one I was protected. So yeah, I've never really had an issue. I came close once with a guy back in the Poke Gym era. This was kind of like the Logan Paul deal, and it's where I really learned what a scammer feels like, smells like, all that. It was like weird because they kept texting me like, oh, here's a tracking. Sorry, my girlfriend's in the hospital. One excuse after another over and over. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm not.
It gets very, when the stories start coming out that you didn't ask, not even stories that you didn't ask for, but when they're so like over the top, you just start thinking, why are you telling me all of this? Are you trying to
100%.
Deflect or
100%.
Whatever?
We got a couple premiums here.
Seisman Shock TV, you've definitely, I've recognised your name. Chloe, I upload content probably 3 times a week, opening/hunts. I want to live stream, but I'm a novice. What tip would you give when getting started on lives? Much love to you both. Thank you for the super chat. It's honestly, I just went in very, very blind, and it was like the people who have been on my channel since the beginning. It is mainly them who sort of like, I took suggestions from them and I kind of just went with what people were enjoying. I feel like if you overthink it and get into it too much, that's when you start panicking and like it's not as enjoyable because you're so worried about pleasing everyone. Basically, what I'm going to say is if you put a video on the internet, not everyone's going to like it. You're going to get people that hate it. You're going to get people that love it. So if you're enjoying it, that comes across better. And with the streaming, I would say literally just start, because if you don't start, you're going to keep convincing yourself that you can't do it. And you'll get more and more anxious about going live and all that sort of stuff. So just go for it, and there will be supportive people, like, I'm sure.
Technically speaking wise, don't do what I did in the first stream. Like, this one's way better.
Yeah, maybe do a few trial runs and like test a few things. And you'll learn over time what works, what doesn't. And I can't tell you the amount of times I've changed my camera angle and like all that sort of stuff. You just, as you go, it gets better.
Somebody did a premium question about the Greninja. Some Greninja meme. This is the Greninja Gold Star.
I mean, I've seen that popping up. I think they've been dying for one of us to say that.
Alex asks, what do you guys think the true box value range of EX Air stuff is, like Power Keepers, Deoxys, Dragon Prince here, seeing a lot of eBay prices but no true comps.
Oh my goodness. Again, that's a hard one. So I think we were talking about a Holland Phantoms break that I bought into about a month ago now on Rev. That sort of pricing with that, I don't know, it's really hard. I don't really have, like, I haven't really sold any of it myself, so I don't have like that sort of experience of stuff. But yeah, seeing a lot of eBay pricing but no true comps, I get that.
I think the Holland Phantoms things actually might help you a bit, because like a couple sold by 20 to 24 range or something like that.
Around that,
And I think Rev added like 10K on top of that because he has like the the opening premium. So I think it is really hard just to get an exact data point now, because you have like people that can just, like Rev could just go buy that and just do an opening and instantly make money on it, you know. So they're also very scarce. You don't have a lot of sales data to go off of.
I think that was the other thing I was going to say. They don't pop up often at all. So I think that's where it does make it harder.
They're kind of hitting, so like trophy cards, for people who don't mess with trophies a lot, one of the things that lags like sales is that you have like kind of the middle school, high school dance scenario where it's like the girls over there, the boys over here, and everyone's waiting for someone to make the first move.
Right.
To go across and first one to get out there and dance. I think that's what happens with a lot of that scarce stuff, is like everyone's waiting to make the first move and everyone's too nervous, but the real Chad will get it done. So,
you just gotta wait for that person. To make
just gotta wait for the real one.
Confident move.
Take a step.
Someone asked if you're going to do anything special when you hit 30k subs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Do like milestone like videos or like.
If big if I can get like everything set up, maybe I could do like a live Q&A. If not, I'll try to do Q&A. Maybe that'll be when I do the Patreon discount, because a lot of people have been asking about that. So maybe that's when I can do, maybe I'll drop it down to $30K, $30, something like that. So maybe that'll be it. I'm still kicking it around, but
wait until it happens.
Yeah, we'll wait and see.
Yeah. A few of the same questions.
Got a lot of nice compliments here. Someone said that Nostalgia Kid giving you some nice, positive. I actually gotta give a shout out to Dale. I think yesterday said some really nice comment. I didn't get to respond because it was flying through. I appreciate Dale.
Lost.
Yeah, I appreciate you're still here viewing the channel. Give away 30,000 pounds cash.
I mean,
well, I have 30,000 pounds, but
that'd be quite something.
Yeah. Someone loves my giggly energy. Appreciate that. Giggly energy.
Giggly energy. I've never heard
I'm
that
just happy,
one
just
before.
happy to be here. Happy
Yeah.
to be doing it. Oh, Admiral does actually work? I didn't know Admiral actually had a job. Like he says he has
Like
a
he's
job.
a real person.
But he's on Discord all the time.
Yeah, Admiral is on Discord like 23 hours of the day.
Ooh, Vito says Vito Gums sold them a set of illustration Zoroark card a few years ago, and changed their life. Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Wow.
That's actually a good example when people talk about regret sales or whatever. It's like that was just sold at whatever it was back then. Now it's probably like 5 times the price. But
Yeah, because at the time.
yeah, that's just what it went for.
Like you say, you can't predict the future.
Yeah.
All those questions.
Yeah, I have 2 balls and neither are crystal. That's the smpratte. Ooh, what's one card in your collection you would never sell?
I would never sell.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the Korokoro Mew, just because, again, it was something that I graded, didn't expect to get the grade, and then was really pleased with that. What else have I got in my collection? So there's a card that I just got back from PSA, and I don't want to say what it is just yet, but it's a card that I pulled. Quite low pop. Nothing like major or crazy, but it's those sort of things that I just feel like when there's a bit of a story behind it. It's not just some random card you've bought from somewhere. I don't know. I just feel like those sorts of cards mean a bit more to me than, but obviously it's different for everyone depending.
Yeah, I think I have. Basically, what I do, and I've said this the other day in Patreon, like anything that goes in a binder usually is cemented.
Yeah.
So like if I take something like even that Trophy Kangaskhan I mentioned, like once it hits a binder, it's in there for good. So yeah, basically my binders are very like personal. I don't share a lot of them. I've shared some of them, and yeah, it's just like it's kind of like a separate thing from like all the business side of what I do.
And I suppose that's like the nice thing that you can keep something, because like at the end of the day, you do your videos, you put a lot out there, but obviously it's nice to have something that you keep back, and that not everyone has insight into.
100%, yeah.
That sort of stuff.
Yeah. Someone says, have you almost sold something that you would have regretted down the line? Oh, okay. That's like kind of in between the questions.
Yeah. No, I don't think I have ever almost gone to and then held back.
Yeah, so back in the day when I bought the grandma house long time ago, I sold cards I really didn't need to. And there were a couple big cards in there that I almost took for almost nothing. Like I'm talking like, if I would have sold them then, I would have gotten maybe high thousands, and today, no lower than 6 figures. Like, no lower. And I'm talking like some of these might even flirt with like almost $500,000. Like, they're so rare, like 97 Pikachu's or 2001 Tropical Wind, like no one else has them. And, back then I was just like, oh, I need to get all the money for this house I'm going to buy without, understanding how mortgages worked. And luckily, some of those deals didn't happen, and, I just went another direction because that would have been ridiculously bad if that did happen. Yes. Yeah, so really good question there. Somebody in the premium says Logan Paul faked the vid. No.
I've seen a lot about this. Like we said earlier, he's in a unique position where he has an awful lot more money than a lot of other people. So he is going to do things that you would probably never do or experience in your lifetime. And it might seem completely surreal that it's even happened, but it happens. And like it's a different world, I think, compared to.
Yeah, saying that he faked the video is almost like as crazy as like flat earthers, because it's like, are you serious? Like, this has been tracked for so long before him. Like, he's just the final point of it all.
And I don't understand why would he even.
Yeah.
Like, if he wanted a good video idea, there were so many other things he could do to get that. And it wasn't just him involved in it. You know, there was other people like before him that like it was a long line, and to fake that, I don't think it would even be worth the time or hassle.
No. And if anything, what's his name? Rattle was the one who really made people aware those a fake. I doubt if Rattle even did that video, if we'd be here.
I think they have a lot to like give to Rattle
for
definitely
like
some
exposing
that. Because I personally don't know if it would have been picked up.
Someone asked, what is your goal that like your current collecting goal?
Current collecting goal, again, like I said earlier, like I haven't bought much recently for my personal collection as such, and I feel like I have put all of that to the side to try and be able to do the best streams that I can and get, you know, good product in for my website. So I feel like this year I kind of want to take a step back and sort of look at my own collection. I don't know what that will be yet, depending where I am in 6 months' time and what's going on. But I feel like I haven't put a lot of time into that recently.
Yeah.
And a lot of things that I showcase, like on my Instagram, for example, even if like you guys haven't seen it before, it's just been lying around for a long time, and it just because I post a lot of like single cards and all that sort of stuff. But I haven't actually sort of worked out my goal for this year.
I know how that is sometimes. Like, you get so caught up in the business side that like you don't.
Yeah, because I think I want it to work and do well, and obviously the streaming is something that, you know, is current that I do a lot of, and I wanted that to sort of. Yeah,
and you're really in that grind phase too. Yeah, like, you just had a big transition, like you know, leaving your day job and doing this full time. Like,
so obviously when I started, it was in the hobby as a hobby, but now there are two sides to it for me. So sometimes the other side gets put to the side a bit more than you know. Then the business side obviously takes over when you're relying on it as such.
Chasing that bag, that Gucci bag.
Oh yeah, that Gucci bag, it needs it.
Yato says, Premium says, I had a Watsy store. Oh, you had a Watsy store? Growing up, only first edition Zard I knew. Was the only one I had. Sending a first edition base to PSA is confusing on the money, savings, or debt. I don't know what I'm reading. Like,
as you were reading that out loud, I was like, that made less and less sense in English.
So many things happening.
I thought it was going to be like, I owned a store and I had this first edition base on, and then now it's sort of changed. I don't know if they mean that they had one first edition base on and now they want to grade it, but they don't know about the PSA grading. I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to make sense of a situation you can't make sense of.
Yeah, someone needs to like crack that code.
Can we translate that, please?
Yeah, because somebody
we have a translator.
That.
Oh my goodness.
Somebody asked, what's above your head? Oh, that's... I don't want to mess with the camera, but there's two memorabilia there. You can kind of see them in the opening we did on Chloe's channel.
Oh, yeah, because the camera would have been angled the other way.
Yeah, maybe when I do the tour, but there's like
the camera angles take a long time, guys. We can't just be flipping them around.
There's Michael Jordan, really famous shot from when he's dunking on the free throw line, signed. And then I have a picture from Star Wars with Han Solo, Luke, and Leia, signed by all three of them as well. So yeah, this is a bit of memorabilia in the grandma house.
Do you think Pokemon have now overprinted sets, Shining Fates, Battle Stars, Chilling, all got lots of reprints, or was it needed to help stop scalping?
Yeah, the latter. I think you needed it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't think we've hit overprint. If it's overprinted, the things you'll see, which we've seen it before, like Crimson Invasion, is that we've already had it. Crimson Invasion, they were dumping at like tournaments for like $50, some even less for a box. I've never heard that before ever in all Pokemon. So if you get to that point where it's like super, super cheap boxes, that's when you know there's too much of it, and we're not even close yet.
Yeah, I think, like you said, you'll know about it when it, it'll be obvious when it...
There's just so many more people in it. Like, you have all these websites popping up, everyone's trying to get funded, everyone opens packs now. You know, you just quit your job. There's so many people in it now.
Kids in general. Like, you know what I mean? The amount, like, you think when we were younger, what we would have opened and gone through, it's the same now. Like, kids are out there, it's, it's all within reason. I saw someone ask, I saw a really good question, and now I've lost it. Yeah, there we go. Do either of you feel the sheer size of modern sets will discourage the future generations to come back and collect later in life? How we've obviously come back, 20 odd years later. Obviously the set sizes when we were kids, it just doesn't compare to now. So I mean, I don't know. If they get attached to it and they enjoy it, maybe they will because it won't affect it as much. But I do agree. I think that some of the sets are absolutely huge, and it's if you're collecting it rather than maybe playing the game, I think it's I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, people know how I already feel about it, and like we talked about this earlier in her opening because when we did the Evolving Skies packs,
versus
like Shining Legends is a much tighter set. It's more compact. It's much more fun to open. Even if you don't get the Mewtwo, it's still just much more rewarding. Where we opened like almost twice as many packs for Evolving Skies, at least 6 more, and it was just like it was awful. Yeah, and then on top of that, you have 200 cards in that set, so it's
so like your chances are just. I think that was a really good comparison. Those two sets to be able to see that.
Basically, that opening is a great like case study for like
for
the
that
size
answer
of that
question. Yeah.
Someone asked favorite Studio Ghibli movie. I don't know if you've ever watched.
No.
Just keep piling it on.
Ruining it.
You need to watch Totoro, Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, Princess Mononoke, and there's something in the sky, Castle in the Sky. You need to watch all those.
I'll have to add it to the list. I've heard of Totoro, but obviously no.
You need at least watch Totoro. Ooh, somebody said, now this one's a little dark. What is the biggest loss you've ever taken? Or I guess a lost or stolen package, if you've ever had that happen.
Interesting. Okay. I don't know if I've ever had a stolen package. I've had a few near misses, like we were talking about earlier with delivery companies claiming they've delivered something and it's not quite where it was. You know, they've left it on the pavement outside. Luckily, that's always been resolved and I've managed to get the package. I, so far, since running the business side of things, have been fairly lucky and everyone's been very good to me, especially like anyone who's bought from me, if there ever has been any sort of an issue. So I haven't really experienced that. Obviously, I haven't been doing it as long, so obviously you've probably maybe experienced a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I mean, I've had my fair share of like eBay things or cases or whatever. Honestly, most of them are back in the day. You didn't have the fantastic like tracking you do now. Like I'm talking like 10 plus years ago, and I would have these cases where I know the person got it and they didn't get the final delivery internationally, so they hit me with the I have not received, got their money back. I remember the worst one was some guy did that and then listed the card a couple days later with the same serial number. And I was like, this is unbelievable. So
you couldn't even make that up. I think nowadays, like you say, with tracking, it's
really eliminated a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I do have one story. I sold something to someone in Australia, and shipped it out, everything fine, and then it was a little while. Like it was like 2 months later. They said they hadn't received it. So obviously, start talking to them, getting into more detail. It turns out that the package had been delivered to their mailbox. And it was like poking out the top of their mailbox. Now, it's made it into where it was meant to go. Like, I can't help if your postman or delivery person isn't good at delivering. And the whole thing was, obviously, they wanted their money back and all that. And in the end, it was drawn in my favour because I had sold them the item, delivered the item as described. And I still think that maybe they weren't happy with the product. And they were like, right, okay, let's try. But I've had someone on eBay pop up trying to start a case claiming that items weren't as described, and it was like within a couple of days of like they're like maximising it all the way out. And then I saw someone else screenshot this person's username saying, I've had loads of cases opened by this person, and I was like, hold on a minute, they're going on they need a bit of money, they're going on a spree. So you do get people like it. Unfortunately, you can't avoid it.
Ooh, Alex says, do we think rip and ship apps are scalable 4 to 5 years down the future with hundreds of thousands of sellers? Hard to imagine the buyers scaling and sellers' margins holding seems uncertain. Rip and ship.
So rip and ship. So basically, it's another term for like just opening packs on stream. And basically what I do, but people like name them rip and ship. Obviously, I call it a box opening or whatever you want to call it. I suppose with like, there are apps now where, you know, there are lots of people doing it. I feel like there's more people doing it than ever before, really. It's an interesting question, but I don't know how it will.
It'll, like all this stuff will self-regulate. I think if anything, collectibles will self-regulate very quickly.
I feel like more people will jump into it because it excites them, and they're the ones who want to keep doing it well, and the ones who won't might step out, and then.
Yeah, and I think there's definitely what we've learned from all that. Like I like that rip and ship because I get it. Like it's like all the new channels and all the new people coming in. It's definitely in demand. Like people like the experience now, and they've really shown like how people value the experience of the opening, and it makes sense. We were just talking about with modern packaging how irritating, how big it is and cumbersome. And it makes so much sense, even just to get all out of there and ship just the contents.
Literally, because it is bulky, it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like packaging in general, like there is more than there needs to be in a lot of these products. Like the plastic, everything is wrapped, and it's just like all I want is like the. At the end of the day, that's all everyone wants is the items inside. I think that is.
That's probably another reason for this.
Yeah,
stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because people just don't want the hassle of it. All they want is the cards.
And it saves everybody money. Like the person buying, they don't have to spend $20 on this like cumbersome box. They just spend $5 on the little.
Then you're sending something that's worth 20, and it's a whole thing. There's
definitely a need. Well, Sean's back again. The meme lord says, I think they knew it was a scam, but use it for PR value. There's no culpability. Yeah, you just talk about your story.
Oh, the Logan. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's lots of ideas about. There always is going to be on a situation like that.
David says, I want to know what's Pokemon's next revolutionary card style. We've been seeing the same rainbows for years. What's next? Yeah, I don't know. They've run out of rainbows now. They've run out of all colors.
I don't know. I really don't know what they would do. They're going to have to get creative, but I can't off the top of my head.
Honestly, alt arts, I think, are the thing.
Oh, yeah, actually.
I think really that's
True,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think rainbows have definitely
they've
seen
run their
their
course.
time.
We found the end of the rainbow. It's done. It's dead.
And
it's
I'm
over.
very much like the sun and moon rainbows. I feel like I can enjoy those, but the sword and shield, I feel like that's where I feel like maybe they just should have stopped. You know, when it was doing its job and it was enjoyable, but I think you string it out too much.
Yeah, after the whole like sun and moon like sky theme ended, the rainbow should have gone with it. Like, yeah.
And then I think I agree. But all arts are a great.
Yeah, alt arts are fantastic. Anyone from new beginner day one to like grandma house expert loves alt arts. Like they appeal to everybody. They look so good. All these technical questions about the game, like someone asked if there'd be any changes in the rules with TCG. That's way out of my. I don't know.
I can't even comment on that.
Yeah, like I couldn't even tell you like the top 5. I guess like Darkrai and Gardevoir or Mewtwo maybe are somehow still playable because they're always seem to be playable, but I don't know. Do you remember Pokemon Live? Someone asked this earlier. I don't know what Pokemon Live was. Like, that's one of those niche things that...
No, don't think I've ever... Unless it had a different name, but no.
Do you know the official story behind Ken Kinabuchi's passing? So, Kinabuchi was the... Let's see. I don't have any base set CGI... Oh, yeah, I do. So...
Here's one.
It's around... Everything's an arm length. Kinabuchi did all of the original CGI. So he did like the one-eyed Weedle. You won't be able to unsee it. Scoop up Gust to Win. It's the same design. And he passed away, I think, in the early 2000s. One of the artists confirmed that. So we don't know anything beyond that. It's also been speculated, at least E4 put together one night on Discord because we don't have anything better to do, that he was probably the designer of the actual back of the card as well. So like the little Pokeball that you see on all the English cards, he most likely also did because it's like reverse. Like the color side or whatever opening is off. Anyway, he passed away. The artist confirmed that he did. We don't know why. So if you have a genuine Kinabuchi signature, it's honestly one of the rares. It's up there with Sugimori. So that's what we got on Kinabuchi. That's our final report
Detective
on him.
Work. You guys have done.
An E4 special right there. Someone asked, do we collect pack arts?
No, I don't. But like, I know a few people that do, especially when even when I've done openings and stuff. Like sometimes I've done, sealed options with certain.
Yes.
I don't do as much now because. When I started streaming, I was sort of learning the ropes and going, but no, it's not something I collect personally.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of them, but it's never something I really set out to do as like a huge goal. I think I have most of them just naturally from buying stuff over the years.
Yeah.
And I think it's a fun thing to do. I think it's actually a great economic option, when you're going between like, should I throw it all into a box or just get like
that's a great way to, because at least you get something from it then, and you're not having to expense the whole.
Mm-hmm. And they display well. You have a lot of options with them too.
Yeah, I know people that do it for their displays, and it looks really good.
Yeah, it does look really clean. Buck is back. Take my lunch money. I'll skip it for today.
Love the support.
He's not getting the Zinger box, the Australian special. Thoughts on PWC? Ooh, this one's a good one. Thoughts on PWCC switching to weekly auctions with buyer's premium?
Final nail in the coffin of an already sinking ship. Wow. Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Did you use PWC that much when it was on eBay?
No.
Okay.
And again, a lot of it being based in the UK.
That's right.
It's the whole import and all that sort of stuff. So I have in the past, but not on a regular basis. Like that wouldn't be. Obviously, you've probably got a lot more experience with that. Yeah.
I mean, I think it definitely is not a good move to do the weekly auctions. Talked about on Patreon how I think it's nice when you had the whole. Even when they did like a ton at once, it was fun because it's like one night we can all like hang out and watch it all. And
there's like
talk
a build up to it.
Yes,
it makes
exactly.
it a bit more exciting.
Yeah, and even if let's say you had like 2,500 cards for that month, even splitting them out, 4 times a month, it's the same amount of cards. It seems like it's more because it's more time and effort, to go through it 4 times. So, yeah, and then the buyer's premium to me, the boomer's premium is just brutal. I absolutely hate it. Absolutely hate the boomer premium. It's one of those vestiges of the past, and it's just like one of those slick like boomer strategies. Like, I don't understand it. Like, you win something, it's like, hang on, we're gonna give
We're
you.
Just gonna add a fee, like
add 20% on top of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as advertised. Like, it isn't what it like. Yeah.
It's like I feel like it's like we all got duped. Agreed. Like I feel like that's what it is.
That's the perfect sentence to describe that.
We got a couple other here. Alex says this year is 2025. Cars fly. Cats talk. Ninjas president. Are UPC's $500 sealed? In the UK, they apparently are still.
In the UK, they pretty much are at the moment. They've been a scarce product to be able to.
Yeah, it's so funny because when you came in and saw it, you immediately straight away was like, "Oh my god!"
Oh my god, where did you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the UK, and I'm sure if anyone from the UK is watching will know. Like, unless you got in with the pre-orders, and even then, that was a fight to the death. They have never been on our shelves in shops, from what I can see. And yeah, possibly even more. Who knows?
Somebody, cool trainer Tony's a Discord question, so tread lightly. What's your favorite Big Mama Tagawa card? I don't even know what that is. I don't know if I want to Google what that is.
I was going to say, is that one of them traps where we Google it?
It sounds like a trap.
Shut the computer.
Oh, Pokedean asks a good question. Do you think Pokemon would ever go down the road of like one numbered card, like 1 out of 100 style cards?
I don't know. Is that something that they're going to... It's the whole future thing and the prediction. What is?
Well, is that? I think maybe would you like to see that? Because I've read that's the only way you can really answer it.
True. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think so.
I think at least for me, like I'm not big on it in modern sports, but I would be open to like trying it out and seeing like how people like it and
seeing if it works, like a trial and error.
Yeah.
Give it a go. If it doesn't go down well, never again. If it does, then yeah.
It'd be crazy if they did like the patch stuff, like I don't know, like Ash's hat or something, cut it up into pieces, put up in 1 of 25. Oh, man. Somebody asked about stop opening WotC. What point do people stop opening WotC product because it's too expensive?
Yeah, I've had people vaguely brush on that before, like when I've done streams and we've been opening like a WotC box in particular. I really don't know. It's again maybe over the next I don't even know how many years we'll start to see like maybe a bit more of a trend with how it's going to go.
Yeah, I mean we haven't hit it yet. So.
No, I feel like it's too early to work that out. But no, it's a really interesting question.
As long as Pokirev's in operation,
I mean, yeah,
yeah, we're
not going to have a shortage of the of the openings. Favorite Pokemon plush? I mean, I don't really have many. We were having this discussion earlier. I would love to have my house filled full of them, but like the super huge ones, I just don't have the room. I mean, you have quite the collection.
They're all over the place. I mean, this one, nostalgia-wise, like this was like I think my first one actually. Not this particular one. The first one, still by my bed, and this is like the Pokemon plush. That one, the big chunk one. But yeah, the Cubone up here is another good one. Cubone's definitely one of my favorite Pokemon. And this one's just like perfect little Cubone. So yeah.
Nice to like sit on the shelf.
Yeah. Yeah, Dizzle will instantly join chat now since we mentioned the plushes.
Alex said, what year does base set unlimited become as rare as everyone thought it was in 2020?
The thing with my first edition base set is going to be that thing, but yeah, base unlimited.
Regardless.
People just don't realize base unlimited filled an airplane hangar of boxes. So
that's how much.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. Somebody asked, "Will I ever design my own Pokemon card?" If Pokemon comes and knocking,
add that to your resume, yeah.
I will
Illustrator.
not. I've done little Secret Santa drawings here and there, so yeah. If Pokemon ever allowed me to make a card, absolutely, it wouldn't be pretty, but. Yeah.
It could happen.
Yeah. Is there a physical card that features... Oh, maybe they mean Missing No? The one that you could catch, Red Edition Game Boy, that breaks... Yeah, Missing No. No, there isn't one. In the original game, when you go on Cinnabar Island, get Missing Number, no, you can't. That would have been a cool 25th anniversary special, though, if they did that in Peekaboo. A lot of people keep asking about the Leon Hart pop up.
Maybe because it's next week, isn't it? I think so. Yeah,
you're right.
I think I've seen people posting about it today as well, and yeah, like I said earlier, I think it's a great idea. Won't be going myself, but it's a shame it wasn't maybe later in the year when things calm down a bit, maybe. But yeah, maybe he'll do so. If it goes really well, he might try and do something similar again.
Give us a fridge tour? Do people do
it's like on MTV Cribs. That's what that reminds me of, when everyone's fridges are perfect and it's like they don't even use that fridge. That's the fridge just for show.
Oh my god, there's so many coming in.
Yeah, suddenly just gone. Well, I saw someone ask about podcasts, and I just have to do a shameless plug. I have started a Pokemon podcast with my friend Dean, and it's going to be more of we'll be talking about hot topic, whatever's going on, just as not a news thing, but there's always something
just
happening,
a hangout and
or
talk,
new sets, and we'll take questions from people and all that sort of thing.
Maybe I'll get on that eventually.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you as a guest on that. We'll do that virtually, and hopefully now.
Yeah, that'll be much easier.
Everything's set up, ready to go.
Yeah. I feel like that's a new thing. Podcasts are really taking off right now. Just people want to talk about.
And I feel like people enjoy it because they can just stick their headphones in and listen to it in the background. If people haven't got time to sit there and watch a 2-3 hour discussion, it's a good. I feel like people enjoy that aspect of it.
Thoughts on swirls? Would you pay a premium for a well-placed swirl?
I don't know if I'd play it. I like them. I don't think I'd be paying a premium. I think that would be a bad move.
Let's just go through Pokichloe's resume real quick.
Yeah.
She owns a Japanese fossil Mew black label with a swirl. Thanks for coming.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
That's me in a nutshell.
I do think there are some swirls like that Victor medal I talked about yesterday. I was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
And there's one, a Mewtwo EX, the one from, I think it might be Ruby Sapphire, the original one. Where he's going like this, someone on E4, I think the name's actually Swirl Lord or something. It's got a swirl right in his hand. I'm like, okay, yeah, that one's pretty good.
Yeah, I did a Supreme Victor's box opening, and the Charizard, there was a swirl. I didn't quite see it on the video, and it was bang in the middle of his flame, and I was like, I can understand those, yeah. But yeah, no, I don't think I'll be paying a premium, although I know people would probably try and charge.
Somebody said that their CD Charizard has a swirl coming out of the flame.
Oh, really? Yeah, everyone does love a swirl, and if it's well placed, it...
Yeah, T17 is another one I noticed. I remember selling a T17 with a swirl, and it was close. He's doing one of these or something, and it was
It's
around
like
there.
Perfect.
Yeah, the placement is definitely a thing. I can get down with that because when people talk about swirls, I'm like, but the placement.
I think the placement of it is a lot more important than just the.
Yeah, that's like my
yeah.
Drake meme. When people are like swirls, I'm like, nah. But when it's like placement of swirls, I'm like, yep, like that's
You've got it.
Interesting. How do you guys display cards that have multiple parts, like V Union or Legend cards?
That is
like
interesting. Yeah, I don't basically.
Yeah, I
is the
don't
answer to that.
them.
Yeah. To be honest, like my display is mainly made up of a lot of slabs and that sort of thing, and yeah, I wouldn't even really know how to go.
Same.
Like, again, depending on what your setup is and what it looks like, but yeah, no, I don't, and I'm not even sure how you'd go about that. Just to make it look.
Yeah, like outside of a binder, it just feels awkward because.
See, that's what I mean. Like, what? Are you, like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what you do.
No.
These freaking Discord Gengar Brigade craving a vanilla swirl from Dairy Queen. Will you take
Oh my god.
Dean asked if you're getting the thick
Charizard graded. Yeah, those cards couldn't not pick them up.
Someone asked how I got the name smpratte. I was born with it. It's just my name. Like that's just it.
It is that. People always think there's so much more to some things, and it's normally the simplicity is that's what works best. Like,
yeah, it's just abbreviation than my last name.
It is what it is.
And there's multiple people here from Norway.
Yeah, I get a lot of people from that area of the world in my streams.
Oh, talk about frankincense. Someone just asked.
I enjoyed it, Alex, just because I don't have anything like that at home. I mentioned earlier when we were speaking about it, I thought there'd be more. There was a lot of vintage, but maybe more. I don't know what I had in my head.
Like more variety, maybe.
Yeah, more variety. Yeah. But obviously, I understand. The modern, obviously, and lots of kids go there and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, for me, I enjoyed it just because it was it was my first experience. But maybe if I lived around the corner and was going every week, maybe I'd want. I don't know. Have you ever been to?
I've never been personally, but I've seen plenty of footage. So
a lot of people obviously.
Yeah, like I've been there digitally, I guess. It is a nice idea because before you really just had the card shop or whatever, local card shop, and then maybe a Target or something like that. So it is cool to see kind of a blend of, big store, but also with specific items. So yeah, it is a nice idea. I'm glad it exists, basically.
Yeah, yeah, and I enjoyed my first trip there.
I'll probably go eventually once I'm in the region.
I was going to say it's not like around the corner from you, so.
Yeah. Are we do a few more, I guess?
Yeah, I was going to say, how long have we been going for?
Yeah, I think we're almost at 2 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, we'll do a few more.
Someone asked us before about, do you think the Logan Paul will increase the value of things?
I think we spoke about this yesterday when we did
I don't think it's going to do much. I think the only thing I can add to this is I remember Logan Paul did an initial opening, and they did a second one, and people were freaking out about the second opening doing, the same thing the first one did, and it did absolutely nothing. Like, so many people were freaking out, it's going to kill everything's going to go to the moon, I can't afford anything, and it did nothing at all. So, yeah, I don't expect
I don't think it's ever going to do enough that we're all going to be priced out, all that sort of thing. It might, for a few weeks, affect things here or there, but...
Mm-hmm. What Pokemon would you marry since back then you could plant?
Wow. What sort of a question is that?
Probably a Chansey. Chansey's a good caretaker. She's fertile. That's all she talks about. She got her
literally, egg. She's got it on display.
Hot and ready. Ready to go.
Ready to go.
Where did I first get addicted to coconut water? It's so funny because I got this. So we talked about this last night. Like, I drink this after hockey because I'm so dehydrated. And this is one of the best things for me, to recover. And, when I do long-form videos like this, it's great for just, casual hydration, better than, Gatorade and stuff like that. So it's just something I did, and then people picked up on it and, became this huge meme that's bigger than me now. And because of Discord's pressure last night, I emailed Vita Coco about a sponsorship. I don't accept any sponsorships, but I messaged them to see if they to give me a case or something. If they do, it'll just sit here in the background or whatever. I'll keep it sealed as the special sponsored case.
Oh, that would be incredible if that does happen.
There's some. It takes me so long. I feel bad. Like I have to read everything.
I know, because you want to make sure that you.
Yeah. I usually skate at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. I try to run as much as I can. Right now, it's so tough with the cold, though. Someone asked if any value in doing spin-off of traditional finance. I thought about it the other day. Like, I think it'd be cool if like they brought in collectibles as a way to help people understand finance more. Because I think it'd be more engaging. Like, to explain, like, oh, this is what Charizard's worth or whatever. I feel like it'd be.
People like that sort of.
Yeah, it gets your attention.
Videos,
yeah,
definitely.
Oh yeah, we aren't matching clothes today.
We've gone as opposite as we possibly can.
It's so funny.
And again, that wasn't like intentional.
Yeah, when you put the flannel on, I was like, maybe I should get a flannel out.
Could you imagine if we were both sitting here, people would laugh it up. But,
Someone asked if I should buy German energies. I don't know. Apparently, we showed the energy card earlier, so maybe this is the effect.
Are we going to see an effect on the energy market there?
Yeah, I'll do your card if you want, Alex, if you want to auction the Black Label. Actually, my assignments are ending this week, but yeah, you can always message me. Oh yeah, someone asked earlier about this. I think it was what's his name asked about serialized cards, 1 to 100. Yeah, I think it's
possibility.
Oh God, people always ask about smpratte. Like
they love it.
It's so tough because like I'm not an actor. I'm really bad, and I just did it for fun one day, and people just like devoured it, and they're like, "You need to do it more often." I'm like,
it's always the things you don't overthink and just do. People latch onto it, and it just, like you say with the coconut water,
exactly,
it became bigger than even you are now on the channel.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could do Logan Paul thing. Maybe that'd be, or like the whole fake box guys.
That could be quite a good.
Draw the little tattoo on my chest. And I've mentioned that multiple times now.
We gotta see it happen.
I just don't have the guts to do it. Oh, do you think the Diamond and Pearl era is more scarce than the EX era or underrated? It's about the same.
Yeah. I don't
quantity
know.
Wise.
Yeah.
I feel like it's hard to say it's underrated when EX had gold stars and then Diamond and Pearl is like no gold stars.
Like you said, like I said earlier, it's like a bit flat, like going from one to the other in that aspect.
Yeah.
To compare the two.
How many Mario Pikachus do you own?
Boxes I think I've got 3 boxes on my display. I graded most of the cards. I think 2 of the full art one came back a 9, one came back a 10, and then vice versa. I kept a couple of the raw ones, but sold a couple of the graded ones as well. But like I managed to pick up. It's like I had a couple of boxes, and then someone approached me and said they had one. And ended up picking that up last year as well. Again, not something I haven't specifically been looking for. When something like that pops up, it's like too good to. Yeah. We got to make it happen.
Yeah, I don't know how many I've left sealed. Maybe about 20 or so of each. I don't know.
I don't have any sealed.
Yeah, but I'd have to check inventory. They're just sitting in inventory.
Gathering dust.
Yeah, I could have bought a lot more of them, but it was one of those where I'm like, okay.
I think you've got to limit yourself.
Otherwise
you'd go overboard every single time.
Yeah, you just get too into it. Gengar Brigade said, Scott, after live video, can you take us to your kitchen and show us the 1 to 2 smpratte steak special we all talked about the other night? I don't know, this thing's mounted. This camera's mounted here, and we've been going for a while now.
We have.
So, we're getting carry out tonight for sure.
Someone asked if I've had In-N-Out. Yeah, I haven't on this trip, but I had it like a few years ago when I was in San Francisco.
You have 5 guys at home, don't
we
you?
have 5 guys at home, yeah,
okay.
But that's the only, like, obviously don't have In-N-Out, don't have...
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 guys would be like the main thing other than like McDonald's that was...
5 guys is better, so you're fine.
5 guys. It's so much more expensive as well. But
it is,
you pay for what you get for. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, it's better than it now.
100%.
Andy says, do a smpratte Chloe PTG... best of 3. Oh, like us playing the game. We could, but it'd be bad.
I was gonna say I don't play like.
Not good.
That's not the content.
Yeah, maybe the WotC era, maybe that.
Oh, we've got Shake Shack too. Dean pointed out correctly.
Oh, you guys do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But again, like, it's not on every corner. It's like.
How would you rate Shake Shack to Five Guys?
I haven't had Shake Shack in years, but I would go Five Guys.
Same.
Shake Shack.
Same.
Yeah.
I had Shake Shack when I was in Brooklyn, I think, and I was just like, the name is better than the food. Like,
it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, it's just alright.
We had 1 or 2 pop up in London, and again, everyone, best thing ever. But
yeah.
Like when you have the,
Yeah, Five Guys is just premium. It's so good. Someone's asking to send. Do people send cards to you to like? You have a PO box, right?
Yeah, I have a PO box. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I have one too, but I don't really like give it to people. So
yeah,
I
mean, people do like sometimes like I did a Secret Santa thing for my members, so obviously that all came to my PO box. But yeah, I do get like things, not always cards. I've had a canvas sent to me before of like a Charizard, but yeah, not like crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I do have one, but I haven't really given it out. So
to show, yeah.
Yeah, somebody asked about signing cards. The person who wanted a signed card, the easiest way for me to do it is like, for example, when I do consignments, I usually get multiple people that say like a little note on their purchase, like, hey, can you send me like a signed energy or something? And that's the easiest way for me to do it. So like if you buy something and you want to get a signed card, you can just throw a message in there. I'm already doing the package, just throw it in.
That's probably the best way to do
it.
If you're already sending something
exactly.
you add that in.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to obligate people to buy anything. It's just the easiest way because it's so hard for me to like specifically remember like, oh, these people want signed cards. Maybe if I get big enough and get a blue check mark, I can make it part of my daily routine.
You could have a whole like a system for that.
Yeah,
like,
but
literally.
it's usually like maybe a couple people every auction block that ask. So yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. All right, we can do a couple more, and then I guess we'll call it. Someone asked if we believe there's any real precision-based boxes left in existence. I think it's pretty easy to throw out, probably. Yeah, like we've seen them. So.
I was gonna say, yeah. I think we're confident on that one.
Yeah,
is that a trick question?
Yeah, like they're definitely out there. Somebody else, I got this cube. I don't even. Is this the? Oh, it's the All-Star collection. Yeah, it's just like a little. Actually, I have a massive one too. I have one that's like big as this chair almost height wise, like the biggest Cubone. It's the same proportion. So yeah, it's the All-Star collection. Ooh, does your day job fund your collecting, or does buying and selling cards allow you to purchase? I guess more for you because like when you worked...
obviously when I did have my day job, it did fund my hobby because obviously worked to earn money, and obviously a portion of that would have gone on my collection. And then as things started to grow, obviously now Pokemon is also my business, trading cards also my business. So yeah.
This Pikachu guys asked so many good questions. Would you rather never be able to sell on any public platform again, or start your collecting business over from scratch?
Wow. I mean, for me, I'm very new with my...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm almost too early to be able to...
Yeah, we might be the opposite
look
here.
Back, and think, what would I do? Because I've only really just started the business side of things, so I haven't been doing it long enough to be like...
Yeah.
Be able to make that decision as such. I don't know, for you, obviously, you've been doing it a long
there's
time.
no way I'd want to start all over 15 years of grinding now.
That's a lot, yeah.
I'll just consign it or do something else.
That's
someone can buy me out if they want it in that scenario. Shanta, Scott, did you join Chloe when she got a Pat to do some content on his channel, or did you just decide that Chloe could get Pat on the street? This Pat has gone out of control. Like, people are getting way too deep.
You're getting like roped into this.
Dean asks, do you think Pokemon are missing a trick at not doing things like the Pokemon Snap contest back in the day, bringing the games over to the TCG? Yeah, that would have been a lot of fun if they did that with a new Snap game, to do like a contest like they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do think they do an overall really solid job of like engaging people with their releases and, like the illustration contests and things like that. But yeah, Snap contest would have been fun.
Yeah, I
mean,
to make
into cards. Like, what's the downside, outside
there
of just
isn't,
setting
I
it
don't
up?
think, yeah.
All right, maybe do one more and then call it.
Let's do one more, yeah.
Try to get a real good one for the
Let's
end.
pick a good one.
Actually, I'll let you do it. Put the pressure on you.
Okay, let's have a look. I'm trying to scroll, see.
Yeah. Oh man, this one's good, but I don't know if we want to be the last one.
Oh no.
About the most awkward interaction.
It is not. Oh, for me, I haven't really had too many awkward. I've been very lucky with the people I have met and dealt with. You, on the other hand, obviously you've been doing it a lot longer, and I think you've definitely got some stories.
I've got a 2-for-1. If you stuck around to the end, you're getting it right here. So at Worlds 2011, back when back when Pokemon was still a locker room, back when things were very sweaty. This is like before social media and Logan Paul and anyone was in it. So I remember being at Worlds and I was hanging out with this guy who I met at the time from the UK, and he honestly doesn't look like a Pokemon collector. So it's like an average person. We were hanging out in this hot tub, and there were these girls he was trying to talk to from Europe, and then all of a sudden, someone from Pokemon gets in the middle of the hot tub and starts spinning around, making like machine gun sounds and like Pokemon sounds. And of course, these girls just disappear. And then later on, me and him, I didn't tell you this part of the story because it's like kind of a humble brag, but later on, me and him like were hanging out, and these two gay guys, and we know they're gay because about what they said next, came up to me and Tom, and they're like, "You guys are hot. You're too hot for Pokemon. Like, what are you doing here?" And just straight hit on us, like, right out of the gate. And me and Tom were just like, what is going on?
This night's gone from one extreme to
the other.
It's
like, so that was like 30 minutes of cringe. Like, it was just constant at that tournament. So, yeah, we were like,
God.
If you survived 2011 Pokemon, you're baptized by fire. You can handle all the cringe that Gary and the rest of the people throw out into the Pokemon world.
You've done well.
So, yeah, that's definitely, that whole tournament was like by far the most awkward experience. Yeah. So I don't know if
I think that was a great story.
I don't know if we could top that. So Pikachu, you've had like the craziest good questions there, at least multiple. But yeah, that is the final I think we got 2 hours in. We tried to answer as much.
Yeah, I think that was good again. I think we answered some different questions as well from yesterday. So.
Yeah, I think we hit 2 hours here. So. Yeah, thanks guys for tuning in again. Might try to do this down the road, but honestly, Chloe was the one who really helped me put this together, so I don't know. But yeah, this will be the final video with me and Chloe. There it is. Hopefully get all the memes worked out of you. It finally happened for all the people on Discord.
Guys,
I'll stop tagging everybody. Yeah,
that'll be it now.
Yeah, that's it. This is it. We're closing the door, so there you go. Hopefully it was useful, entertaining. Yeah, you know the deal. You know how I feel. It's pretty much it. Till next time, guys.